Welcome back, everyone, to The Horror Returns. I am Lance. With me, as always, we got my co-host Brian, Philip, and Steve. What's going on, guys?
I'm just lumped in the co-host thing now. I like it. All right.
Why not?
I've been here
dude?
too many
Why not?
times.
Fuck it. I mean, Jesus Christ, dude! Those fucking T-shirt designs you've given us. I mean, we're not worthy. We're
Speaking
not
of that,
worthy.
I'm rocking one today. I got one from
Holy
you guys.
fuck, dude.
Hey.
Nice.
So
Had to wear a throwback one today.
Oh,
Ow.
Nice.
Bravo, Ryan. That's wonderful. I didn't expect that. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Look at this. I actually got this from Ed on the show. He made Funko Pops of all of us. That's me.
Really?
Nice.
As a Funko Pop. Like the box even says the Geeks Steve on it.
That's cool.
How did
He made one of all
My
three of
mind
us.
is
There's a
blown.
whole set of me,
Holy
Sean,
shit,
and Lil.
dude.
That's pretty cool.
Oh man!
So,
Wow.
that's
how did he pull that off? Is that something you
I'm
do
pretty
to
sure
the
it just
Funko
says-
site or?
Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty sure you can, because
Okay.
it says pump or pop yourself. So I'm pretty sure you can just design it yourself and throw it on there.
That
but
sounds nasty.
it was a fun little pop yourself. It was a cool gift to get in the mail though. I was like, showing my kids, like, I got my fucking toy. Look at this.
I
It
know.
was pretty cool.
All right, man. Well, first Children of the Corn and now wolves. Am I right?
It's either little kids that kill people or werewolves. That's it. That's the only reason I'm here.
That's all we
All
talk
right,
about.
man. Well, we got a lot to cover, so let's jump into Cool of the Week. You're part of the team, Steve, but fuck it, dude. You guys cool if we let Steve go first, as
Yeah,
if
of
he
course.
were a guest host, even though he's one of the team now?
I'll be rather quick. I only have one real show to talk about this week. I binged the whole thing and watched right through it. But American Primeval on Netflix is.
I want to check that out.
Oh,
I love
I kind
westerns.
of wanted to
I
watch
love
it, but
westerns,
like
yeah.
It
that
is a
Kevin
western.
Costner thing slowed me
We
down.
know why Lance wants to check it out.
Why is that?
Why is that?
Your boy's in it.
Is Dane DeHaan in it?
Dane DeHaan is a main character in this show.
Oh, really?
Holy fucking
didn't know
shit!
that.
All
He
right,
is
well,
a-
I know what I'm
There's
watching when we get done
there is a
recording.
journey that Dane DeHaan goes on in American Primeval. Let me tell you. You know who else is in it? A bunch of fucking people that I didn't recognize because they look dumbass old. Like Taylor Kitsch.
Right.
It was like episode 3, and I
Okay.
was like, is that fucking Taylor Kitsch? God damn. And he's like the main fucking dude. I didn't even notice. And then there was another guy who played it in Terminator Genesis. What's his name? The regular looking white guy. What's his?
Yeah.
I know who
Oh,
you're talking
the
about.
guy they
Yeah.
tried to stick in like every movie.
They were trying
Yeah.
to make him a thing there for
Yeah.
a minute.
I can't remember his name off the top of my head. for some reason.
Battleship,
It's like-
Battleship,
Yeah.
John
Captain
Carter of
Boomerang.
Mars.
Yeah, Captain Boomerang.
Yeah.
Okay.
God damn, he's in there, but I still, you could still like can only see it at certain angles because he's just full beard, big, he's just covered in
Yes.
shit, and it's just like, it's really well done, man.
Nice.
It's very
Nice.
gory. It's
Somebody
very
told
brutal.
that to me, but like I had just got done watching the Kevin Costner thing and then came across that, and I was like, dude, I don't know if I want to do this again.
Well,
You were a little
I'll tell you this.
frustrated out.
It's directed by Peter Berg, who, if
Yeah.
you know of, Lone Survivor, he
Oh,
did do
okay, cool.
Battleship too, but he's very big into military
Right.
movies.
All right.
The moral of the story I got from this is Mormons are fucking bad. That's what I got from this.
To, like, parody
Mormons
it.
in the 1800s were some motherfuckers, let me tell you.
They did some weird shit.
Shea Wiggum was fucking awesome in it.
He always is?
Jai
He
fucking
always
Courtney,
is?
that was his name.
Yeah.
Jai
Right,
fucking
right.
Courtney.
Okay.
Joe Tippett was really great. Kim Coates was great. It's just a lot, and
Which
there's
is,
a
yeah.
very strong Native American cast in there. The Native American characters are very complex. You're just, when you think they're evil, like some shit happens, you're like, man, like now I know why they're doing that. You know what I mean? Like they do a really good job with that show, just showing all the angles. And,
Yeah, you know what's fun? People were people even a long time ago.
yeah, wild, huh? Wild, right? It's just the turncoating, the amount of backstabbing that every fucking buddy does. Like nobody's safe. Like American military, backstabbers. Native Americans, backstabbers. Fucking Mormons, backstabbers. Like everybody's stabbing their people in the back to get ahead in this show, and it's fucked up. But the amount of arrows to the face, the amount of hatchets to the head, the amount of scalpings you see. This show is brutal and awesome, and it's just very hard R. Hard R.
Was there a bone tomahawk level kill?
There's massacres in the show. Like
Okay.
dozens of people get it, and you're like, God damn! Out of nowhere, they'll be talking, bam, arrow in the face.
I don't know
Oh,
if she's ripping
nice.
anybody in half by the crotch though.
Oh yeah, probably not.
Our Netflix dollars hard at work, right?
Listen, they're like, they up the price, and I'm
Going
like,
up,
I get
yeah.
it. I'm like, I get it. Like, that was really good. Primeval, man. That show rules. So
All right.
highly, highly, highly recommend American
You're the
Pie.
second person that's recommended. I gotta watch it now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait. Who's next?
I'll
Um,
go.
yeah, go ahead.
I only got two. First, I checked out a movie. I think Matt talked about it last week. Shudder. It's on Shudder, called Getaway with Nick Frost.
Yes, Getaway. What'd you think?
I wasn't on board because the humor wasn't getting me at first, but there's a switch that happens with the characters, and then I was fully on board. And I kind of wish the movie was that the entire time. I'm not trying to spoil anything. It's a British family that goes on a holiday to an island, and the people on the island aren't so welcoming to them being there. And then you get into why, and then there's a switch with some characters. I'll
Okay.
just say, and I really wish that was the whole movie, the way those characters were.
And that was like third act or halfway through the movie, or
I'd say closer to the third act.
okay.
They should make a movie about like those people that always like try to come and hang out with the uncontacted tribes, and then
Right.
get like brutally murdered immediately.
Like the Green Inferno? Or are you talking
Yeah.
about something else?
Yeah, I guess so.
And I checked out season 2 of Shudder's Horror's Greatest.
That-
It dropped
yeah,
4
that's quick.
episodes so far.
okay.
The episodes were Hidden Gems, Killer Dates. I can't remember what the first episode was. And then the recent episode that they dropped was music scores.
Ah, okay.
So-
So on the Hidden Gems episode, of course, they covered Night Swim, right?
No, absolutely not.
It's the new classic.
And I think there's one more episode coming out next week or this week, and I think that one's going to be about sci-fi horror.
Oh, my
Ah,
favorite genre.
There you go, Philip. There
Yeah,
you go,
so
Philip.
definitely check out Shudder's Horror's Greatest, because there's a lot of cool recommendations that they give out, and the hidden gems. There was a lot that I'd never even heard of that the guest they had on was throwing out.
Anything
Nice.
anything that stuck out, Brian, that you like had to pause it midway like I did and watch the movie and go back and finish it?
I found someone made it like a list of all the movies made on Letterboxd.
Okay.
So I'll just say some of the movies we'll end up reviewing at some point of this show.
All
Okay,
right.
cool.
Nice.
Anything to get a little
If
help
we-
with picking those flicks, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, if we ever get that spreadsheet together.
I know it's like you know that once you get it done, it's gonna be so easy to maintain it, but it's just the motherfucker getting it done.
I know, getting
so
it started.
daunting.
Yeah, we've been doing this almost 10 years, guys. Is that can
Yeah,
it
you
be?
got started right
That
after
right?
us. You got started-
Yeah,
we were hitting the ground together.
coming
pretty
up
much.
on 9, I think.
Coming
we're a
up
little
on
bit
right.
after you
Okay,
guys.
all right. We got a ways to go then.
Oh yeah,
all right.
yeah.
We're
We're almost
babies.
at-
We're
we
babies.
we started in February of 2014. Joel Kinnaman's RoboCop was our first show, so
Oh wow. Okay.
I
Not-
remember
not a
ours was
horrible
that
movie,
shitty
you
ass
know?
I
Kevin
love
Bacon
that movie. I still love RoboCop
I
with Joel
did
Kinnaman.
too.
That movie's
I did
fucking
too.
awesome.
Not bad.
I mean, it's not RoboCop with Peter
Right.
Weller. You know, it's
Yeah,
not.
yeah,
But like, it's
sure.
fucking good for what it is.
Our first
Favorite-
was that shitty Kevin Bacon movie. What was it called?
Oh
The
God.
Darkness, wasn't
The
it?
Darkness.
Yeah.
I still haven't watched that movie because of that show.
You're okay.
It's like,
Yeah,
It's
you're
okay
you're okay.
because we watched Poltergeist with it, so it balanced out.
Which one? The one with Craig T. Nelson or the one with Sam Rockwell?
No, we didn't do that. You guys did that one.
We did. I went to the theater for Sam Rockwell. I was pissed. Fuck that movie.
I know, which
know.
sucks because I love Sam
I love
Rockwell
Sam
so
Rockwell.
much.
Exactly.
Holy cow! This is
What's
a
the
perfect
issue?
marriage, and you ruined it.
My favorite scene in that movie is where he stares at the power lines for no reason, and then they never come back to that.
Sadly,
favorite
I
scene was
remember that scene.
When it said cast, I was like, peace.
Yeah.
I'm out. Gone.
So what takes the title, Brian? Horror's
The Horror's
Greatest, you think?
Greatest. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Let's see. I'll jump in. I got a not so cool of the week and a cool of the week.
Uh-oh.
So my not so cool is gonna be the Devil's Workshop. You guys
What?
ever heard of that?
Nope.
Mm.
I can't even remember. I think I ran across it on Peacock or something.
Okay.
And it's got Rhoda Mitchell in it. She's in a bunch of shit. Emil Hirsch is there, but as like some side character that doesn't
Okay.
even need to be in the movie at all.
That's what his career
Yeesh.
is, though. Like,
Yeah.
he's
Well-
trying to end movies. Like, wait,
Should have
Man,
never
I
chucked
really
that
like
studio
Emil
exec.
Hirsch.
well, he should have never.
Oh, I
fucking-
know. That was terrible.
He should have never what?
He choked the studio exec. That's why
Like
they
in
say
real
his,
life?
You remember that?
Yeah.
In real life.
that's
Oh,
why they
no,
say
I
his
didn't know that.
career changed after that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
well,
like
yeah.
that was
would-
right
That'll
after-
put you in some fucking Brian Cox movies for sure. You keep fucking around like that.
that's right
Yeah,
after
you know,
Killer,
there's some
Killer
things you
Joe, I
deserve to
think.
be on a blacklist for. That's probably
Looking at
one of
you
them.
over there, Ezra Miller. But
Yeah,
continue.
exactly.
Ooh,
Fucking weirdo.
too soon.
But it wasn't a bad movie. You've seen some of the people in this before, and like the first probably 2/3 of it is actually pretty interesting, and then the whole third act, I don't know if they ran out of money or what, but it sort of goes off the rails.
Okay.
The special effects get really fucking stupid. CGI fire, of course.
Oh no.
No, of course.
There's no closure to it. You get there's an Emil Hirsch scene at the end, which doesn't even really tie into the whole rest of the movie. Nor does that character matter at all. It pisses me off. Like they had a whole piece of a storyline with him that they just did not even touch again. It doesn't make any sense. I'm like, why are we following this guy? He doesn't have any part in the story at all. But I don't know. the beginning of it was not terrible. Yeah, the beginning of it was not terrible. I think it was worth watching, but the ending sort of pissed me off.
But
my
still
cool-
not so cool.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
still my not so cool.
Okay.
My cool of the week is gonna be Malum, the Last Shift remake.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, we've talked about this before.
Yeah, so I finally watched it, and it was pretty solid. I don't know how I feel about the ending, but because I don't know how much it meant. But it was a pretty good movie. It was solid.
I don't think I've seen that one. I know I've seen Last Shift, but I haven't
Which
seen
do you
that one.
prefer, Last Shift or Malum?
Because I haven't rewatched The Last Shift, I think I'm gonna say Malum.
Okay.
Fleshed out a little bit more, I bet, right? The story and all.
Yeah, maybe. I think I would need to give The Last Shift a rewatch to make sure, but I feel like this one stuck with me a little more.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. All right. Well, you guys all know the Oscars were nominees were announced today, so had a lot of movies announced. Have you kept up with it, any, Brian?
I don't keep up with the Oscars. They're bullshit awards.
Well, the
Best
substance-
Picture. Here's a bunch of shit you've never heard of before.
The
Yeah,
only one I know is
Substance
The
stuff.
Substance got nominated
Yeah.
for all the big awards, but will it
Yes,
win
it
any
did.
of the big awards?
Yeah, they're always like Best Picture
That's the
nominee,
question.
the artist, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Right?
I'm not watching.
Oh
that
yeah, I
fucking-
know.
I'm not watching
I know.
this.
I know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I checked out a movie that was woefully snubbed, I think, for Best Picture because it's maybe my favorite non-horror movie that I've seen all year. You guys heard of this one? It's called Sing Sing.
No.
I've heard of this.
No.
Yes.
A prison
Okay.
movie?
Yeah, prison movie. Oh, so I'm gonna say it now. Coleman Domingo is my current favorite actor. This dude can do fucking anything, man. So
Oh, he's
basically,
gonna
he's
be
the
up
only.
for the game show host in the new Running Man.
Oh, okay.
Ah, that's perfect. That is. I love that casting.
That's the
I love
cadence
that
that
casting.
that would work for him. But he has
Yes,
he has
it
the
would.
same
That
cadence.
smile. Get that
He
smile
has
going.
that same cadence, the same way of talking in every role. Like
Oh yeah.
Coleman Domingo is Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Like they're doing the same thing. Like they have one lane and they just
Mhm.
do that all the time. Like he's like Ryan Reynolds.
Right.
Oh yeah, that
Sure.
works.
Yeah,
That's
it
all right.
it
He
could
can
be
just play himself.
Candyman or a comedy or anything.
He was
right?
exactly the
Like,
same in
it works.
Candyman as he is in
I
everything.
know, dude.
He was good though.
But-
I like him a lot.
Okay, so all right, so Sing Sing is a story, and it's one of those true stories, and it was about an acting class, right? Like I forgot what they call the program. It's basically arts exposing prisoners to the arts that are in a maximum security prison, so they can kind of be rehabilitated through the arts, basically.
There
So
you
they
go.
do
Teach them how to act so they can steal crack more efficiently.
It's a very inspirational story, Philip, dude, because they all get together and put on a play, and it's like the craziest stupid fucking play you could ever think of, because everybody brings their ideas. So it's like Hamlet mixed with Freddy Krueger mixed with whatever other ideas they come up with. So, but what I thought was cool about it is Coleman Domingo was the only actual Hollywood actor that was in it. All the rest of the people were actual inmates, like current or former inmates, from
Oh,
prison.
really?
So it was pretty well done, man. It was believable. It was it pulled at the heartstrings, and it hit all the right spots. So kind of disappointed that it's not up for Best Picture, because a lot of people thought that it was going to be. It's up for a few other awards, but yeah, if you guys get a chance to watch it, it's about an hour and a half long, but it goes by so quickly because it's super entertaining. So
I don't
for the non-horror cool of the week,
I don't get the Oscars. I really don't. How's The Brutalist
yeah, right.
with Adrian Brody up for Best Picture? And that movie came out like the last day of 2024.
Seems weird, right? Plus, it's a 3.5 hour fucking movie, right? So I don't know if I'm even gonna see
You're
it.
on mute.
They want it to be right on your front of your head.
Oh.
Oh.
That's why The Brutalist is in there. That's why it came out in the end of December. They just want it right there. Only
Right.
remember this. But that movie just looks like a chore. I'm just like, do I want to get depressed? Do I want to put myself into a further depression? Maybe I'll watch The Brutalist. But,
Yeah, for 3.5 hours, right?
I'd rather watch Den of Thieves, which I watched this week, which was awesome.
Oh, part 2. How was it? I heard
I
there's
didn't.
Probably gonna be a
I'm
third
interested in part 2, but I'd never seen part 1.
Okay.
So I went back and watched Den of Thieves 1, which was
Part
great.
1's good.
one. Gotcha.
It's so good. Did you watch part 2?
No, I haven't seen
No.
it. I'm interested in the premise of the changing of certain characters in there joining
Mhm.
up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks very interesting. Part 1 was really awesome. Oh, I got this week too. Look, from I added to my horror collection, I got Razorback on VHS, but
Jesus
it
Christ.
came in a clamshell though. You never get horror clamshells, and that's not even a horror sticker. That's printed on there. Old Warner Brothers logo. This shit is
Oh,
tough.
nice.
Right?
It's one of the greatest things I've ever gotten.
Very-
I saw
very
this.
collectible.
It was a lot for $10, and it had this and some other shit I already had, but like I didn't have RoboCop 2 yet, and it came with a really good copy of RoboCop 2, which I just
Aw,
watched. So that's
slick.
Okay.
And also this, which I never even heard of, but I gotta watch it. It's called Aspen Extreme, and it
I
says
saw-
it
I've
says Top
seen
Gun
that.
on the ski slopes.
You've seen the movie, Brian?
Yeah,
That
it's
looks
fucking
awful.
ridiculous.
I assume it. I
Well,
assume
of
it
course.
would be the guy on the front.
Of
He's
course.
just that is the most '90s ass outfit on the front, bro. Look at that. That's so loud. Green, pink, and yellow. Fuck.
That could be the
And
cover
they
of Snow
liked
Sharks.
it so much they put them on both
Avalanche
sides.
Sharks.
Avalanche Sharks.
That's what that movie was.
$10, well worth it.
All right. Okay, that's cool of the week. And now it's time for horror headlines, brought to you by Brian. Take it away, man.
All right, Sinners, starring Michael B. Jordan, where he's going up against vampire KKK members gets pushed back a month from March to April 18th. So not too big a push.
At least it's
They
not
could
a
be
year,
like-
like every other movie.
I bet they're like legit Nazis, like from Nazi times.
You think
Yeah,
so?
and I think
Oh,
they
they're
have
the ones that
vampires.
seeded the KKK in this country.
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
Oh, yeah.
But the KKK was around
Wow,
way
that's,
before
that's quite an
the
idea.
Nazi Party.
Oh, I guess they were. Yeah, Birth of a Nation and all that shit,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And
It
I
was
think
like
Michael B. Jordan,
1912.
or not Michael B. Jordan, but Ryan Coogler, the director, said it's going to be a lot of not just vampires, but a lot of Southern Gothic themes in the movie.
A lot of
Okay.
racist white guys getting it. I like it.
Well, Southern Gothic, I mean, that could be, ghosts and all kinds of stuff, right?
Yeah, I kind of made it seem like they're trying to turn this into like maybe a franchise, like introduce
here we
other
go.
elements other than vampires.
Okay. Well,
Hey, well,
guess
this
we'll
is
see.
we're gearing up for a golden opportunity for another crack at a good werewolf. They've yet to get one. Spoiler. alert.
Spoiler
Speaking
alert.
of
Nazi werewolves.
speaking of werewolves,
I think
Robert
they've done that,
Eggers'
Philip.
next movie
Probably.
will be a 13th century werewolf movie titled Werewolf.
No. Come on.
Out of werewolves?
This is the year of the
Is that-
werewolf.
He's doing-
Werewolf.
But like, I'm worried. I'm scared now because
Spelled
they
weird.
like they got rid of all them fact checkers. So now like I see all
Uh-huh.
sorts of news stories popping up. Like it said, Robert Eggers' next movie is supposed to
Well-
be like a sequel to The Labyrinth. I'm like, is it
I
a
saw
werewolf
that
movie
too.
or The Labyrinth? I don't
Oh,
know.
and there's some feedback tonight about that. So are you saying
Well,
that's
but don't they have?
phony
Aren't they gonna
baloney
do like
thing?
some kind of community notes or some shit?
Who knows,
I don't
dude?
fucking know.
It's
Oh, all right.
it's a work in progress. Right?
I still haven't seen Nosferatu yet, but I listened to your guys' review and you guys said a lot of like if you like Northman, but like I was on the minority of people that wasn't a huge like I liked scenes from Northman, but like as a
Yeah.
whole movie I was like
Same here.
It was
like,
cool, but it
visually
was
it was
weird.
fine.
Yeah.
I love The Witch.
I'm actually
But-
going
Yeah.
to watch Nosferatu again because it just came out on digital, and I guess it's that's the extended version.
I
Oh,
heard
Which
so
about
people
that,
just
yeah.
told
It's
just told me
available
it's
now.
even more hornier than the original version.
That's the only reason I want to
Imagine
watch
that.
it. I'm like I got that little
Imagine
part of my
that.
sadist mind that's like I want to see Johnny Depp's daughter get it on for a while. Like, all right,
You see her
I-
weird,
yeah.
awfully big, weird nipples a lot in that movie.
Hey, you know what?
That's okay.
That's
All
all.
nipples are good
Every shape and size is fine with me.
All right,
That chick
Alexandra.
that played the Harkins girl was pretty good in that one, I thought.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Which
I
Yeah,
looked
but
up
we didn't get enough of her. We just got a lot of close-ups of Johnny Depp's daughter's face.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I looked up Nosferatu on my app and like it popped up, but it was still a cam. But there was a whole bunch of other ones. There was a Nosferatu movie with Doug Jones that came out last year in 2020. Well, it was 2023.
I
but
heard
like,
about that. Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
saw
what
that
the
too.
fuck?
Yeah.
There was a Nosferatu movie came out in 2018. I was like, I haven't heard of none of these.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's
There's a whole
there's,
bunch out there.
there's dozens of them, literally.
Robert
Nosferatu,
Eggers
Dracula.
didn't do it.
Doug Jones.
But
that's
none
pretty
of those
awesome.
other ones, none of them Nosferatus had a mustache though. So Robert Eggers, baby, you know.
Doug Jones,
I-
but was there one with Mike Jones, baby?
It
People
was
outside
a
of
good, it was a good
California or Texas know
Nosferatu
Mike
design.
Jones.
What?
People outside of Texas know
I'm
Mike
from
Jones.
Texas. I'm from Texas.
Oh yeah, that's the point.
You're
I don't
spreading
know,
the gospel
He
of Mike
texted
Jones.
my birth.
He was pretty famous there for a little while. Maybe
Yeah,
it was
he
just
was
a
big,
Texas
man.
thing.
I remember Mike Jones. He had that gimmick, rapping his phone number
Yeah.
till he had to cut the phone number off because the bill was too big from everybody calling.
I was
Those were the days. Those were
when
the
I was a
days.
prison guard, I was hanging out with Slim Thug's cousin, although
Yeah.
he was also an inmate, so he could have been lying.
You never verified it. You just rolled with the story. You're like, yeah, fuck it.
no,
It's more
and
fun
he-
if it's
and-
true.
and he was awfully light complected. Matter of
Well,
fact, they called
you
him a
know.
white boy. I mean, he wasn't really white. He was definitely mixed.
All right, where are we? Alexandra Aja, Crawl 2
Oh,
is
boy.
due to start filming
Boy.
soon.
Ugh.
Lance, you were the only one that
Did you
liked
not?
that movie.
I thought you
It
liked,
was
I thought you guys
alright.
liked
Crawl
Crawl.
wasn't bad.
That was okay.
Lance doesn't like anything.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
You know, I was about to bring up a nice
What
joke,
what
but
are,
I
what are
won't
you
do it.
what are you looking forward to, Lance?
Anything with Dane Don. I'm looking forward
Hey, American Primeval.
to- There you go.
Dead. Nice. Just dead silence.
Sorry, my mic went out. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got
Yep.
Okay.
Loud and clear.
Did you answer my question during dead silence, or?
Oh no, I didn't hear the question.
Oh, what are you looking forward to this year?
What am I looking forward to this year? Spoiler alert, all 3 trailers we're going to talk about tonight. How about that? All fucking 3 of them, baby.
They look pretty good.
All right.
So, all right.
All right, let's see. Dylan O'Brien and Rachel McAdams are going to star in Sam Raimi's first horror movie since Drag Me to Hell that he's directing.
Okay.
Rachel McAdams. Okay.
Yeah, I like her.
So, has she done any horror before?
But will
I mean, Doctor Strange, that wouldn't qualify, would it?
no. She did. I mean, True Detective. No, that's like more
Yeah,
drama.
not
I
really,
mean, I don't
right?
think so.
I
Lord.
don't
Yeah.
have any doubt that she can pull it off. It just as a U-turn.
But
Something
will it be
different, huh?
rated R horror or like Drag Me to Hell PG-13? But I will say this about Drag Me to Hell: that's one of those rare PG-13s that actually it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like that movie really didn't need a whole bunch of blood and gore and cussing and tits, so like it's fine. And I actually really like that movie.
Yeah,
Just
that's
the way
pretty
it
good.
is. That movie's
It's a good
fucking
movie.
gross. That's what that movie is. A lot of old lady with her gums on your shit. That's nasty. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of weird, nasty old lady shit in that one.
Gums on your shit. Some people would not know that at all.
That's nasty. No, keep going.
All right.
What was that? Was that movie Yes Man with with
Jim
Yeah.
Carrey?
with Jim Carrey? And
Oh,
he
the
has to
neighbor?
take the neighbor up on her offer.
Oy vey.
He's like, oh, that's kind of nice. So good.
All right. If you guys weren't excited for the I Know What You Do Last Summer Legacy sequel, this might get you even more excited. Freddie Prinze Jr. said him and Jennifer Love Hewitt are not the main characters in the movie.
Wow,
Okay.
surprise, surprise.
Didn't think they would be. Okay.
Yeah, so they're just gonna kind of be. You wonder, are they gonna get killed off in the beginning? Like, let's just put an end to that. Now we're going back to like somewhere landlocked, like they did in the third movie.
They've probably got a
man.
super short cameo.
I wouldn't be surprised if she has a short cameo. She didn't join the cast until they started filming.
Mm-hmm.
The old show up for one day and get a paycheck trick, huh?
Oh, well, what if Freddie Prinze has a bigger role than Jennifer Love Hewitt? It's like,
Probably will. Probably will.
I don't know, man. That man went on some fucking journeys in those movies. Like he had like a Lawrence of Arabia arc in that second one. That man went through some hell in part 2. He was like ended up like boat jacking a guy at one point. Like he like dove out of
Right.
a car off of a freeway and down a mountain. Like what the fuck is this guy doing?
I don't remember the second one other than Jamaican Jack Black.
I don't either.
He's
Oh,
trying to
God.
get
Was that that
get
one?
remember he's trying to get to his lady, but he's riding around with John Hawkes, and then for some reason they pull over in the middle of the road and he gets out, and then John Hawkes gets hooked, and then from then he's on foot to the Bahamas from like wherever the fuck, and he makes it there. He gets there somehow. But he goes through
Unbelievable.
like a whole journey.
Unbelievable.
Like it's like Jennifer Love Hewitt and Brandy doing fun shit in Jamaica, and then it cuts back to
Right,
him, and he's like
right.
hiding under a bridge in the rain with a knife, like stealing shit. You're like, what the fuck is going on? Like,
we gotta watch that one.
So good.
All right. Let's see. Thandie Newton and Steve Zahn joined the Anaconda remake.
I have to see this
Gonna-
now.
Yeah,
It's
At
gonna
first
be
I
an
was
all-star
like
cast for sure.
not wanting to but then I'm like, really, Anaconda's kind of shit. Anyways, there's like 4 of them, and
Yeah,
nobody.
but it's fun.
Is
It's
there really
fun.
4 of them?
There's a whole bunch.
I didn't know that.
in a I think a horror comedy could be fun. Make the people funny, not the snake funny. You know,
Right.
Do
Think-
that.
Okay, that could be our next Children of the Corn retrospective.
Like, I don't need a giant snake burping. You know.
Yeah.
Burping out Jack Black.
Yeah, I'm going. Oh, the next retrospective is going to be the Anaconda series.
Why not?
Well,
Why not?
here's the upside. What are you gonna do? Fuck up the Anaconda series?
True, the bar is not high.
Yeah.
Like the highest bar you have to clear is Jennifer Lopez and
Right.
Ice Cube. That's, John Voight. Not
I mean, that was
terribly
more
high
of a bar than you would have expected it to be.
The best part of that one was when didn't Owen Wilson get gobbled up in that one?
Yeah,
Like-
immediately.
Yeah, like super early. I was like, holy shit, I forgot he was in this. Oh, well,
Short
there
roll.
he
And
goes.
Eric Stoltz spent the whole movie asleep. That's wild. Like he wakes up right before the credits happen. You're like, what?
All right, we got some Scream 7 news. Jasmine Savoy Brown is returning, which makes sense because they had Mason Gooding. They're the twins from the past two movies.
And I've actually grown to like her character. So,
Yeah.
but that's also because of Yellow Jackets. Like I like the actress now, so
Mm-hmm.
I really liked her thing.
And interesting news, Patrick Dempsey is not Sidney Prescott's husband.
Okay.
They've cast Joel McHale as a different character that will be her husband.
So Patrick Dempsey had to have died, right? Like there's no reason she goes from McDreamy to Joel McHale.
Well, divorce,
Maybe she likes
never
a sense
know,
of
right?
humor. Jeez.
Oh yeah, she's like, I really like his personality.
But
I
I,
like
think it's
Joel.
weird.
I like Joel McHale, but I'm like, what is Patrick Dempsey doing?
I
He
know.
he was just in Thanksgiving. He would have loved to show up over here.
He has the same first name as Patrick Dempsey's character from Scream 3,
Really?
but different last names.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Maybe it's a. Oh,
Maybe
wow.
it's like a multiverse thing. Like,
no,
uh,
no,
you know what I mean?
they do that. The shark has officially been jumped if they do that.
Scream in the multiverse.
well, who's gonna see the Skeet Ulrich ghost in this one? Like they gotta
Yeah.
explain some shit.
True.
I think what I'm hoping for is this whole Melissa Barrera firing and Jenna Ortega quitting. This is all just something being the wool pulled over our eyes that they are the killers.
Wouldn't that be great? That actually would be an
Good luck.
interesting twist. But you can't keep that under wraps after the first night of release. That's the problem with that, though.
Is Courtney
Yeah.
Cox in this one?
Yes, she'll live.
That lady. That's good. She's like a cat, man. Like I
Right.
thought for sure
9
she got
lives.
it at the end of that one. Like she's like laying there. She takes her last breath, moves her head to the side, goes still. I'm like, finally, Gail Weathers is out. And then like 2 minutes later, they're like, we got a pulse. I'm like, fuck.
We got a pulse.
Yeah, we just can't get away from it. Like
She's gonna live because they're already talking about Scream 8, and if this
Oh,
is
Lord.
if this is Sydney's
Sorry.
last final part of her
Okay.
story, then they need
Okay.
at least one legacy.
as a
character to move
hardcore
on.
Scream fan,
Right.
getting a little long in the tooth.
Did you know? I don't know where I read this. It may have been in our show notes, so it might come up later. That Janine Garofalo was offered the role of Gail Weathers and turned it
What?
down.
That movie would have been completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah, she might.
Yeah, you wanna
she
know
might
why?
could've pulled
Because-
it off.
Because nobody would have been on Nev Campbell's side if she punched a short little thicker Janine Garofalo. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I've been like, what the fuck are you doing?
Right.
You gotta have her punch a taller, attractive lady, otherwise it's a really bad look. But I don't know. I'm also a little worried about Kevin Williamson being the director because like I really liked what Radio Silence was doing. The opening of
Sure,
Scream
sure.
6 was one of the best openings of a Scream movie of all time. Like of all the
Yeah.
movies. That was way up there. And they were just doing really good shit but Radio Silence still had that problem where like every time their killers revealed themselves, I was like, why all of a sudden are you guys all on drugs? Like you guys are all just laughing maniacally, acting weird, running
Right,
into
right.
shit.
You
just
didn't like the
acting
whole
a fool,
family
like, what
was
the-
acting that way?
Oh my god, it made no like here
Got
comes our
silly.
brother.
Yeah, got
I
super
don't know what the fuck
silly.
is going
Yeah.
so they still have some issues there, but we'll see. What has Kevin Williamson directed though? Like
Nothing.
that's a great sign. Great sign.
Yeah. Did I start somewhere?
Yeah, I'm worried about it because it kind of felt like they're bringing the twins back, that they're keeping elements of what was
Okay.
going on, but with the last two, and then he's
Yeah,
trying to.
It's like the spin-off. Like Joey didn't work. You know,
Yeah.
like we don't need the. But we're doing a spin-off, but we're gonna bring back an original character. See, it's the twin spin-off, but we're gonna bring back Nev Campbell. See, like,
Let's just go with it, guys. Let's give it a shot.
Well, we're gonna.
Let's give it a shot.
we're
I
gonna
like
go watch
Brian's
it.
idea. I hope we get a big twist, but it remains to be seen, right?
I bet it is a multiverse.
I mean, I would just love for them to be the killers because
That would be cool.
that last scene in 6, they really seem to enjoy stabbing people.
A lot, yeah,
Sure.
yeah. It would make sense.
Get them to come back and just take the masks off, and it's them at the end. Holy crap! Pretty good.
All right,
You heard it here first, everybody.
Either that or takes off the mask and it's Courtney Cox. Yeah. Now shoot her in
The
the
killer
face.
all along.
Be done with the movie.
Dewey is back.
Dewey.
He
Dewey
a
got
pulse.
no. Remember
We
when
got a
Dewey got
pulse.
killed by that little girl child, and she picked him
Yeah.
all the way up his whole body with her bare
Yeah.
hands. Remember that?
Like, I don't think that works that way.
Hey.
All right, the last piece of news is some good news.
All right.
Cineverse has picked up the distribution rights for The Toxic Avenger, and they said they
Finally.
will release it in
Finally.
theaters unrated.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll be there.
And if people don't know Cineverse, they recently just released Terrifier 3, so they know about R-rated horror movies.
It also
Okay.
means it probably won't be playing near me. So
Now, yeah, it'll probably be a Fathom event where my AMC A-list doesn't work, and I'll have to buy a ticket for
But
$20.
This-
that,
the
that's good. It
report
means
I
it'll be
read-
on.
The report I read said wide release.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Well, I want to see it. Elijah Wood,
Maybe
Kevin
I'll
Bacon.
see. Maybe I'll see it twice then.
Peter
Yeah.
Dinklage is the toxic. How would you not want to watch that?
Yeah,
The mop's gonna be so big compared to him. Like it's gonna
I
be
know.
wild.
Oh, they'll make a special
somebody
mop
pointed
for it.
out that on
A Swiffer.
It's a
somebody pointed out that
miniature mop.
the people that got to see it reviewed it on Rotten Tomatoes, and it has a 92% so far.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Might actually have done something here.
All
It's
right.
weird that it sat on the shelf for so long. Distribution problems. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, they said
Yeah.
nobody would buy it because it was too much for theaters.
And Cineverse was like, "Hold my beer. Check this
No.
shit out."
Right? Hold my-
Outta
I
here.
got some money
much.
for you. We just made a shitload over here on Art the Clown. I got some capital to spend. Let's go.
No doubt. No doubt.
All right, that's the news.
That's probably the
All right.
Terrifier 3's success is probably the only reason we're getting Toxic Avenger.
Oh,
Like if
absolutely.
Terrifier
What?
3 shit the bed,
Who
we wouldn't be
cares?
getting the movie. So
Yeah,
that's
well,
awesome. That's really
It
good.
didn't.
I got
All right,
I got a design now. Art the Clown shaking hands with Toxie. Like, I got you, bro.
Oh wow! Wow.
No, they got to do the
like the
Carl
finger.
Weathers, Arnold Schwarzenegger handshake.
With
Oh,
Jasper
with the
jumping
arms?
down from the
Yeah.
fucking hayloft.
That makes sense.
Pitchfork.
Yes. Gotta throw Jasper in.
All right, on to the trailer park. Brian is going to bring us the big, the small, and sometimes the very, very weird. What is our first new trailer tonight, Brian?
We're going to start with the new one from A24 called Opus, about
Opus,
an iconic
right?
pop
Not
star
Opie.
returns after decades missing.
That
This
would be
is
John
written
Malkovich.
this is written and directed by Mark Anthony Green. The stars, my phone just went blank. John Malkovich, the girl from The Bear, forgot her
Mhm.
name.
Is that the main girl in this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
What you guys think of Opus?
What's not to like? This looks fucking
I-
amazing, dude.
Knew this was going to be up your alley.
Hell yeah.
No, this
Lance,
looks
you
looks
waved that
phenomenal.
A24 flag.
Yeah.
Wave the A24 flag. You got John Malkovich playing a rock star that's weird, like a real weird Billy Corgan type character that's back from the dead or whatever, and you got a great ensemble cast. Yeah, I'm fucking all in, dude. This is I think it's gonna be a horror comedy. I think it's gonna go heavy on the satire and the comedy, but Jesus Christ, dude, you had me at Malkovich.
Yeah,
It's
John
almost-
Malkovich is a weird cult leader, dude. Sign me up.
But is he a cult leader?
Is what it looks like to me.
It looks that way, but there may be twist.
It seems almost like black comedy, like super dark comedy rather than horror. The whimsical music in the trailer, even when things were serious, kind of gave you that. The light color palette on everything, and everything's super bright. Nothing's darker in shadows. You can see everything. It looks cool. It looks like a lot. It looks like it's going to be fun. It doesn't look, like it's going to scare you, but it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun.
What kind of pop music you think we're going to get from John Malkovich?
Weird, like Enya shit, or like Bjork or something.
He's Moby.
He's gonna come out dressed like a swan, right? Wearing a swan outfit.
Yeah.
All right, that comes out in theaters.
Definitely
March
gonna have a
14th.
didgeridoo. Yeah. There's definitely
Yes,
gonna be a
for
didgeridoo.
sure.
Wow.
I think we need to start running odds on that one because you might not.
Didgeridoo will make an appearance, I guarantee it.
All right, second trailer is a Red Band trailer released for The Monkey, written by Stephen King, produced by James Wan, and directed by Osgood Perkins. What you guys think of The Monkey?
A lot of good names.
Man, I just hope the trailer didn't give too much away. I almost wish I hadn't seen the trailer because now I know how fucked up this movie's going to be, and I'm loving it. But I hope they didn't give anything away. I kind of liked it when it was just like a monkey doing this, and that was it. But yeah, fuck it, I'm all in.
One trailer I did not put on here to review, and I was talking to Steve before we recorded because there was a lot of trailers on here that I'm gonna split up for next week's show. Do not watch the companion trailer.
The companion?
Unfortunately,
I already saw it in the fucking theater, and yes.
Wouldn't that have been awesome to go into that movie not knowing that?
Oh man, I know.
Yeah.
God, they fucked that up, dude.
But in this one, I don't think that they in the first Monkey trailer. I didn't really know what was even going on. It was very ominous. It looked like it was going to be scary, but just you were basically getting vibes off of the sound, the text color, and like the names that were happening. That was all you were getting. Here, it lets you know that you're kind of going to get like a bunch of, what are those called? Like contraptions, like mousetrap contraptions, fucking
Sure.
Rube Goldberg fucking contraptions that set up like very violent deaths, and I'm like all for that shit. I'm like, yes, the monkey's just gonna set up a bunch of crazy shit that makes people die in fucked up ways, and I am all the way here for that. That sounds like a lot.
For sure.
The tagline is "Everybody dies."
Dude, it opened with that lady in the beginning of the trailer with the shotgun. I was like, damn. That was fucking awesome.
Final destination with an evil monkey.
Yeah, it's like there's no Tony Todd, but there's a monkey there banging a drum, looking at you while this shit's happening. It's even kind of even more fucked up.
Pretty fucked up, man.
It's got a good cast. I didn't see some of these people in here. Elijah Wood's in here.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Okay.
Tatiana Maslany, She-Hulk, she's in here.
Mm-hmm. Is she green though?
I wouldn't mind it. She can pick me up and carry me away.
I was gonna bang an alien.
Yeah, right.
Snoo. Death by Snoo.
All right.
Elijah Wood,
no future on the
totally
fence?
underrated. He's such a fucking weirdo, but like,
right?
I don't know that I hate anything that he's been in.
Have you seen that movie?
Yeah.
You see that movie he did with Melanie Linsky called I Can't Be Alive in This World Anymore or some shit like that? Like, I don't like
when
this
he had the
world.
nunchucks and throwing stuff.
Yeah, when he was like working out with weights that had like 5 pounds on each end.
But he was a fucking ride or die though. That dude was awesome, and he has a great character arc in Yellow Jackets too, season 2. So Elijah Wood rules.
I might have to get back into Yellow Jackets.
Season 3 is
Season
going to be
3.
dropping soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, saw the trailer for it today.
All right. The Monkey hits theaters February 21st. And on to the controversial trailer, apparently to video game
Controversial.
fans. Until Dawn.
Hmm.
I didn't even know it was based on a video game, but it did say PlayStation at the
I
beginning.
have
I didn't
played-
know it
Makes
was either.
sense.
I have played this game.
Yeah?
Oh, good.
I have.
Oh, then
Are
It was
you,
many
Nope.
moons ago on the PlayStation 3.
Okay.
We're sitting here in a PlayStation 5, so it's been a minute.
so we've of course all watched the trailer. The controversy is in the video game there is no time loop.
okay.
No, but
Well,
in the video game, you fucking die a lot, and you got to go back. And
that's how video games
and
work,
you
right?
learn shit, and then you die, and then there's no.
Okay.
You don't like progress like this is showing like, oh, you learn new shit. Like you can
Right.
find like, oh, if I go around that corner, I'm gonna get my ass kicked. So then you die, you come back, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna go left this time.
That's a
You know,
great.
and
That's
I
a
think
great
it's-
perspective. That's a great
And I
perspective.
think that's the time loop is a great way to incorporate the game into the movie.
Yes,
The
that doesn't
director
bother me.
said that they will die and start over, and it will be a different horror genre every time they start over, and they only have so many lives that they can die.
That's
Sounds like a video
awesome.
game to me.
Yeah, it does. It really
and the-
does.
And if I'm not mistaken, Until Dawn was the Remy Malik game. But I think there were
Was it?
several. I think there were several, and I know I played the first one, and like they're all kind of done by the same studio. But The Quarry just recently came out. I think it was like either last year or the year before. But that one had a whole big cast.
Mhm.
I think what's David? Well, Dewey was in that one.
I thought you were going to
Lin
say
Shaye was
David
in it.
Duchovny or
Mhm,
whatever.
Lin
the guy
Shaye
that
and
worked it on.
Ariel Winter. That was a werewolf game. That one was pretty cool. It's kind of like they're not really video games as much as they're like playable movies. Like it's not live action, but you don't really do. You kind of walk the person around and interact with stuff, but you don't really like do stuff. You know,
Right. A lot of cutscenes.
yeah, a lot of walking around talking. So
And they're having Peter Stormare, which I understand was in the video game.
in the game, yeah.
He's in the movie.
Okay.
Love that guy.
Makes sense.
I don't
Makes
know.
sense,
I don't
yeah.
understand what
He's
the
good at
controversy
anything.
is. Like what I see here is a movie that actually looks like it's capable. Like we're gonna get a video game movie that
Mhm.
that's good. Like
Yeah,
we
that
need
follows
this.
video game rules, Steve. like
video
you
game
said,
movies
right?
need this. We need some
Yeah.
hits. Mario Brothers hit. We need this to hit. Then we'll start getting some good movies because we were still shitting the bed not even that long ago with Assassin's Creed. Terrible movie. Like it's
Oh,
right there.
Yeah.
Because of your guys'
Rough
review,
stuff.
I've never seen it.
You
World
have
of
it right
Warcraft.
there.
I'm
Oh,
just
Warcraft is shit.
World
too.
of
You throw me
Warcraft.
up against zombies or whatever for 13
Right.
times in a row. Eventually, I'm gonna get through it.
Yeah, but in this
Sooner or
one,
later,
they're
huh?
saying it's a different genre, so they're gonna die and it's gonna be
Right.
zombies, and they're gonna wake up and now it's ghosts, and then they're gonna die and wake up and now it's
What?
vampires. Then they're gonna die, wake up now it's fucking mass killer. Die, wake up now it's something else.
That's kind of cool. I kind of like that idea.
Mass killer. There's a lot of people there, man.
Yeah.
Like a mass killer may be able to get away with it once, not 13
Mhm.
times. Although
Right.
different person every time. So
What I was wondering, if one person dies, does it reset it for the whole group or just that person?
I'm
Question.
assuming we're probably gonna
Um,
have to watch them all die before it resets.
Okay,
Okay.
but hey, didn't they keep showing like a clock or at one point
Mhm.
like a hourglass or something like that? So I'm assuming there's like, well, you got to survive until dawn. Do they all have to survive? Is that the
Only
trick?
the
Like
lucky
every single one of them?
ones.
Well, maybe it's like
Huh.
maybe it's like if you're
I'm
running
intrigued.
from
I'm intrigued.
like if you get chased by a bear with a group of friends,
Right.
like you don't have to be you just have to not be
You
the
just have to be
slowest.
faster
Right.
than the other.
You know, so like maybe like if all of them die but one, but that one person gets to
Right.
this to until dawn, it's kind of like that
Right.
Mr. B show, like come on,
Okay.
Ty, we're all fucking going. He's like, I'm out. No, fuck you guys.
So so here's the question, Steve. If one of them lives and makes it to the end, do they all get to wake up together the next morning?
I would say no. My movie rules would be if one person
Okay.
lives, the other three are now ghosts in that house.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
yeah. I like
Gotcha.
your rules.
Nice.
That makes sense.
All right, this
Yeah.
hits theaters April 25th.
Looks
All
good.
right.
Down.
Looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I said, Brian, I'm looking forward to all three of these movies, man. You
Good.
hooked us up this week, dude. I really appreciate it. We hadn't seen trailers this good in a while. So
Well, we had
I'm
like
excited.
There's
3
a
or
whole
4
bunch
more
of
trailers that came out, but we'll move
Okay.
those to next week.
Fair enough.
There's one I sent message Brian about today. You guys will watch it next week, but that trailer escalates quickly. You're like,
Yeah,
oh,
Which
it's like
one?
a rom
Which one?
com. Holy
Drop.
shit! No, it's not. That movie
Okay.
is crazy.
We'll talk about it next week.
Yeah, we'll talk about that next week. We'll talk about
Okay.
Finn Wolfhard's directorial debut,
Directorial
and the summer
debut?
slasher.
Okay.
I haven't seen
Okay.
that trailer.
That one's
Yeah.
from Neon Lance.
Well, could be good then, right?
Could be.
All right.
All right, on to listener feedback. This week we shine the podcast spotlight on a YouTube channel. We give some big love to Beyond the Body Count. Real life besties Jennifer Nangle, hey, friend of the show, and Charles Chudabala are award-winning actors and producers of over 100 films. They share their experiences from the indie horror world, DIY filmmaking tips, and beyond. That sounds pretty interesting. Check it out.
Yeah.
Beyond the
And
Body Count.
I reached out to Jen and asked her if there's an audio only version yet, and she said not really. And I think this is like they're working toward making a film called Body Count. Is that your understanding, Brian?
I think they already made the film.
Okay, so they're just trying to get it distributed now, from what I understand. So okay, Beyond the Body Count, YouTube only,
Behind the
right?
scenes thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
YouTube. Check it out. And we got an email from Nicole Loftus. She says, my name is Nicole. Can you please do the Carrie franchise for me as a wonderful, lovely birthday request for me on May 18th?
No.
Oh.
Well, we've done Carrie. We've done Carrie before, though,
Damn.
right, Brian?
He said no.
Have we done Carrie? Have we
Because
done all the
this-
Carries?
No.
No.
But because this is the first time in the history of the show somebody's asked us to do something for their birthday, I'll fit it in the schedule. We'll do all 3 Carrie movies, but we'll probably not talk about the original as much since we've already done it.
Okay.
All
Well, look
right.
at that.
Fair enough. So
Here you go.
around
Here you
what,
go, Nicole. We'll do some
May-
Carrie stuff for you.
May 18th? Is that what we're looking at? Close to that date?
That's what it says.
All right.
A
All right, Brian.
franchise review in one go. That's pretty good.
All right.
Yeah. Well, there aren't that many, right?
It's 3, I think.
Well,
Okay.
thanks for listening, Nicole. That's pretty awesome.
Yes, thank you.
And in regards to horror of dummies of horror,
Nope, can't
Tim-
say that other name.
That's right.
oh, is that why they changed it? 'Cause I was gonna say horror for dummies, but I guess that's
Yes.
not what it is. Okay, dummies of horror, trademark. Tim Davis says, "Thanks for sharing. I appreciate all the work you do."
No
Nice.
problem.
Thanks, Tim.
Let's see. In regards to our posting, go and support Dan Stevens. Marcia Papandreou said, "I do #1 in 2024."
See,
Dan
just a
Stevens.
fan of the Piccolo.
There you go. I love Dan Stevens. He's gonna be like my next Sam Rockwell.
Yeah,
He had a
he's
hell
up
of a
there.
year. Yeah, he had a hell of a year. That's for sure.
It's almost like Dan Stevens is in that. I gotta watch it.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, I gotta at least see what he's doing, because he's gonna be doing something awesome. Fuck the rest of the movie.
Oh, here's a fun one. In a Violent Nature. Brett Kuhn says,
Right.
my favorite movie of last year. Right from the start, I was immediately invested and wanted to see more of this style of filmmaking.
Oh, we all can't be right.
Paul Sedeno says, I love this movie. All right.
I agree. It's pretty good.
All right, Brian.
I feel
liked
like
it.
somebody only cherry picked specific comments out of that feed.
Maybe.
I can see both sides to this one.
Oh, and that guy is back about Terrifier 3 again.
What? Still?
Yeah.
It's been like 2 months. That movie's old already. It's old news.
He's still,
Those kids still died.
He's
in the
still
movie.
proselytizing about it.
Yeah,
huh?
go find something else to be
Off
passionate
screen.
about.
But not in real life. They're still
Yeah.
alive.
Off screen and not in real life. The magic of movies. Imagination.
You sound like
It's like
Walt Disney
it's
right
like
now.
when you're watching a comedian. Sometimes they say shit they don't mean. It's a
Yeah.
joke.
Oh, somebody got his feelings hurt.
Which
Oh.
also brings me to another cool week. I gotta throw out there. There's
Yep.
an Ari Shaffir stand up on Netflix that's pretty awesome.
Is that a new one? Just came out.
Yeah,
like,
it's
this
it's a
last
new
couple
one.
weeks?
Do
It's
not listen to Ari
hilarious.
Shaffir if you're.
Ari Shaffir is, you
Yeah.
would say controversial. I find
Yeah.
him hilarious, but then
Yeah.
again, my sense of humor is controversial.
He goes into some looking on the bright side of things is really what the whole thing is about. And at one point he has to look at the bright side of school shootings. So
Oh wow.
take with that what you will.
That is controversial. Okay.
Controversial humor, fellas.
It's
Controversial
fun. And Brian posted a poll who's looking forward to Lee Whannell's Wolfman. So far, the eyes have it with 80% looking forward to it.
Okay.
I wonder what that percentage will be after our review.
I don't know. Werewolves and
Maybe
eight.
that'll be the next post. Who wishes
Now.
they hadn't watched it?
Let's see. In regards to the Scream Princess podcast, Danny Thompson says, "Thank you for sharing. No problem.
You're
Check
welcome.
out Scream Princess." Brian also posted another poll. Did you enjoy Nosferatu? 94% said yes so far, and a few comments.
94% of this poll is fucking crazy.
I think this is cherry
It's a good
picked.
movie, man.
Brian,
Lizzie,
you've lost your audience, bro. You've lost your audience. You don't know what they like anymore.
and usually I agree with Brian pretty much 100% on stuff.
Usually.
Lizzie Owens says beautifully done in all aspects, from the acting to the lighting to the overall aesthetics. Got it perfect.
Yeah,
I agree.
with
I
all
agree with
that.
that.
I just
Yeah.
was bored with the story.
Yeah, that's understandable. Rod Seck said yes, yes. Andrew Weston says a marvelous cinematic achievement, visually stunning. This is a shining example of genre filmmaking. Doubt I will see a better film this year. Isabella Marcelli says this movie is the worst if you hate someone to wait. This movie is the worst ever. If you hate someone, tell them to see it. Okay, well, she agrees with you. Danielle Innocenti says, I've never seen a more overrated movie. One of the most ridiculous endings I ever saw in a movie.
Thank
All
you.
right. Split decisions, except 94% said it was good. So.
Yeah.
Terrifier 3, here we go. Darren Roden said, didn't enjoy this one. Absolutely terrible. The other two were far better, and they need to up their game for the fourth. I've heard that a lot, actually. Paul Noob says, do you think they filmed the kill on the train but cut it out? I don't know.
Probably not. They didn't cut much else out, did they?
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's not like they were like, well, this one is too far.
think- Like, for me, when they just cut away, like, they just cut away and, like, he came back with a new suit, I was like, I'm okay. Like, I could use a breather. It's all right.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have, I can use one off-screen kill. You're not going to hear that complaint from me. Too many off-screen kills. No, that's not coming from me in this movie. So
Right.
And you can do the off-screen kill and still make it terrifying, because like then at that point it's up to your imagination what they did, you know. Let's see. In
And
regards,
art over 2 movies had given you plenty to think about what he probably
Yeah.
did to that dude. So
whatever it was, he had fun doing it. In regards to our top and bottom films episode, Tim Davis says, "Hell yeah, I've been waiting on this."
All right.
And let's see. Bucket of Chum says the Shark Movie Podcast. Thanks for sharing. Gremlins.
Great title. Great name for a podcast, right?
Yeah. No shortage of shark movies. Let's see. In regards to Gremlins, Christopher Johnson says one of my favorite Christmas films, along with Die Hard 1 and 2, and also Terrifier 3. I like your style, Chris.
I'm really glad he put Die Hard 2 in there because that's a
Yeah.
Christmas film too.
It's
100%.
always overlooked. In
It
regards
doesn't
to
take place on Christmas, but it's right there. It's like
It's Christmassy, huh?
there's presents in that movie.
close
Mhm.
enough. It's got a Christmas atmosphere.
All right. It qualifies.
In regards to a possible Labyrinth remake, Nina Romaine says,
Here we go. Is this real?
No need for a remake on this one.
Yeah, what would a Robert Eggers remake of Labyrinth do? No music. You know what he wouldn't do?
Yeah.
He wouldn't put those stupid, weird things that take their heads off, that take like 20 minutes in the middle of that movie. Totally
Mhm.
derail the whole thing and have that stupid song and dance. He'd get rid of that completely. That'd be sweet. I feel like most of the movie would take place in the Bog of Eternal. No, that's is that the Bog of Eternal Stench? Is that in that movie?
Yeah.
That is in that movie. That's where he would take place. Like most of the movie is there. He'd be like, I really identify with. The
Oh,
Bog
wait a
of
minute.
Eternal
Wait a minute.
Stench."
It's on IMDb, guys. Untitled Labyrinth
Uh-oh.
sequel. Robert Eggers. So maybe it is real.
But
David
he
Bowie's
also
dead, right?
before, yeah,
But-
but also before Nosferatu, the story came out, he was supposed to make a Frankenstein movie, which
Okay.
Yeah,
Stay-
what
All
that
right. Well,
Guillermo is who I'd like Guillermo del Toro to do the Labyrinth sequel. Like let me
Guillermo's
let him
like
do it.
James Wan, though.
Yeah.
He puts
Well,
his name
also
on
true.
everything and
Also
doesn't make
true.
anything.
True, he produces a lot, and then he directs stuff like Pinocchio, and I didn't watch that.
Neither did I.
Yeah.
it wasn't
But-
terrible.
If you had Guillermo del Toro directing a Labyrinth movie, I would totally watch that.
Yeah, I think anybody
just-
would. I think you'd get green before you watch that one. Am I right,
Yeah.
Steve?
I just can't get
I
excited
get green
for
before I
Guillermo's
get out
stuff
of bed, bro.
anymore. I can't get excited for his stuff anymore because he was supposed to do the Hobbit
Yeah?
movies, dropped out.
Oh, that's right. Dropped out.
He
of
was
Did he
supposed to
drop
do-
out, or did like the studio continue to give him the business? Like, no, be more like Peter Jackson. And finally, he was like, just fucking get him to do it then. Like,
Right.
God,
And he
damn.
did.
And Steve, of course, he was supposed to do Justice League Dark, wrote a whole script.
I remember
and
that. Yeah,
nothing.
Keanu
Hellboy.
Reeves was supposed to come back for that. Ah, that was
Hellboy
sweet.
3, I remember that big thing on Twitter. It's like, everybody like and share if you want me and Ron Perlman to do Hellboy 3, and the likes and shares just kind of blew up, and nothing after that.
And then they were like, but then Stranger Things blew up, and they were like, we'll get David Harbour and tell the whole first movie again with Mia Jovovich, and then
Ay,
that
vey.
was no good.
Yeah.
And then that Crooked Man thing came out. Oof.
Oh, God.
Was it that bad?
Yes.
I have some sympathy for it because of the budget issues, and I think that some of the stuff they did was cool. Like I like
Yeah,
the
it had
different.
good ideas.
Yeah, I like the small town vibe. Like those other movies are huge in scope, you know. And this one, they
Mhm.
fucking crash off in the mountains, and then they're just stuck in this little ass Appalachian mountain town, and like that's cool. I like that setting.
The witch stuff was cool.
But his suit was bad. He was bad. He couldn't stop. Like that man
Wow.
smoked so. There was a cigarette every. Like he couldn't talk without smoking, and
That was
like the suit, you could just see it bubbling up. Like he would move, and like the whole suit would ripple. It would bunch up on the side. And I'm like, oh.
that was roller.
You'd
that
see
was
it
roller
crease
from
up on
Claws.
his neck. The paint was
that
off
was-
on parts. You're like, oh man.
That was
It's
roller
just
from
rough.
Claws, right, Brian?
Yeah, that was him.
They had no CGI budget, so like everything was practical,
Right.
and they did
Oh,
it all
the
like
spider.
in daylight. It was
No
like,
CGI
ugh.
fire even.
No, you didn't need CGI fire. The CGI spider.
The CGI
was-
spider and the CGI train crash blew their whole budget out of the water. So-
Yeesh. Oh boy.
All right, that's it for feedback. As always, our intro and logos come from Steve, this man right here from the Geeks.
Yeah.
And our original skull artwork comes from Natsulani. Check her out on Instagram. And if you'd like to help us out, please consider becoming a Patreon patron. We'll let you pick the movies for a future show at any amount, and for $5 a month, also pick a commentary for a future bonus show. I went a little too hard on the last one. I'll be better on the next one.
No pink flamingos, guys. It's already been done. One and done, guys. Sorry.
That was a wild fucking movie, man.
That was a one and done.
There was
There's
a
a
dude
lot of
winking his butthole for like
I was gonna
30
say there's
seconds.
a lot of stuff I never thought I'd experience with you guys, and
Yeah. I was like,
It
oh
just
man, I
kept
don't even
going.
like it when they do that in porn. And there's a dude doing it on my screen right now.
And I'm watching it with other dudes. We're together. We're experiencing this together. Yeah.
That's
you
always
guys are weird.
immediately a fast forward part. I'm like, I don't. What
Matt-
are you doing?
Matt got us good. Matt got us good.
Hey, you know what? Patreon picks, man.
Yeah,
You pay the bill.
There it is.
You sit through it. I mean, you gotta add some fine print shit. You know what I mean? If you guys don't want to fall into this trap again.
Oh
you
well,
gotta,
hey, that's
you gotta
the
read
fun
that
part.
fine print, bro.
Never would have watched that movie otherwise. It was pretty interesting. All right, on to featured attractions. This week we choose the new Wolfman and the 1941 Universal Classic. So we'll start with the old school, the original, 1941, the Wolfman. Upon his return to his father's estate, aristocrat Larry Talbot meets a beautiful woman, attends a mystical carnival, and uncovers a horrifying curse. Director
an
is
aristocrat
George.
named Larry.
Yep.
Or Letty.
Director George Wagner, also known for Man-Made Monster and 10 episodes of the TV series Batman starring Adam West. Hey.
Classic.
Maz just got excited somewhere.
Yeah.
Writer is Kurt Siodmak.
Kurt Cobain.
I don't know. Kurt Siodmak.
Okay.
That's probably not how you say that, but whatever. Also known for Love Slaves of the Amazons. Oh, okay. Well,
All
I think we have to watch that now.
That can come to Patreon,
That's
too.
a future commentary, right, Phil?
Better than pink flamingos, right?
The Wolfman battled a bear in one scene, but unfortunately the bear ran away during filming. What?
Come on,
The
Philip.
bear was like, "What
Was it
the
just a
fuck is
random
this?"
bear? It was like a zoo bear, and he was
They were
like,
like,
"Hey,
they're
you
just
got
out there
your tunes
filming,
up."
and they're like, "Look, it's a bear." And he's like, "Rah!" And the bear's like, "What the fuck?" and runs away. And they're like, "Ah, that would have you would have had to put that in the movie."
Oh yeah. Not a lot of safeguards on this film.
That would have been the only real
1941.
forest in the movie if they would have had that.
What few scenes were filmed were put into the theatrical trailer. Evelyn Ankers suffered a bad scare when the bear escaped its trainer and chased the actress up a ladder. Was there a bear in
Where
this
the
fucking
fuck
movie?
was this bear? I didn't see a bear once.
They got cut, huh? Cutting room floor.
I think they trained this bear for this movie, and as soon as they let it off its leash, it just went crazy. And they were like, "We can't use none of this in the movie."
It got into all their coat.
Hey, Philip, it was 1941. You had bears and Nazis, right?
Yeah.
As Chris Rock would say, that bear went bear. You know, that's all it did.
This was the original Cocaine Bear. He's in Hollywood on a movie set.
Hey,
This is like a prohibition bear. He's really pissed off, you know?
right?
Yeah. Anyway, she was pulled to safety by an electrician, and apparently the bear was cut for the movie, from what I can tell. So,
Because the bear was shot and killed on set. So
well, there's that. Steve, what'd you think about the Wolfman?
I have never seen the Wolfman 1941,
Had
like
you
all the
really?
way through. Not all the
Yeah.
way through in a sitting.
Okay.
I avoid movies that came out 50 years before I was born. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it just doesn't. And even today, when I watched this today, even when I was watching it, there's just something about the cadence of how they talk that I just fly out. It's like it's watching a play, you know, and it's
Yeah.
hard because they didn't have much else to go on. They'd only been making movies for like 20,
Right.
30 years at this point. So
Sure,
know,
sure.
they don't have a lot to go on. They have plays to go on.
Yeah,
and so,
see,
but
this
everything.
is a sign of a Wolfman.
Yeah, see, what do I got
You
over here?
turned
Look
into
at
a
that.
wolf,
And they
see?
talk so
See,
fucking fast.
see?
Wow.
You turned
What are you
into a
doing,
wolf,
Larry? How
see?
was your trip here, Larry? How do you know? It's just like, God damn, can you fucking breathe while you like fucking talk, you know? And everyone's got this weird cadence except for Larry, who seems like he jumped out of Office Space. He seems like like he just got hypnotized to like take a chill pill. He walks in,
Larry
he's
the
like,
Right,
aristocrat.
I love how he walks in. He's like, looks at his dad. He's like, "Hey, father." Like his dad's like dumb short and looks nothing like him.
Exactly.
He talks like he comes from a completely different world.
Yeah, it took me a minute to realize what their relationship was.
I'm not gonna bash the movie, right? If we don't have these, we don't have anything. And I do find some. I like watching the older ones when you get the credits in the front, and I love the hand painted logo, the Wolfman logo. You could
Oh,
tell,
yeah.
you could tell that shit
Gorgeous,
was
right?
hand painted, and
Yeah.
it just looked great. That's not a good looking werewolf. I'm sorry. You know, I know it's 1941. What are you gonna
Yeah.
do? You know,
But he
Maybe,
was
but-
walking
maybe
on his
better than
tiptoes,
another one
man.
we're gonna
dude,
talk
he
Yeah.
walks on his fucking tiptoes like he's wearing clear heels. You know what I mean? And like he doesn't really do much. The most he
Right.
kind of like he wrestles with that log for a bit. He like
Sure,
chokes out his
sure.
girlfriend and throws her around.
He fights
That's
that bear
about it.
trap too.
Oh, he
Oh,
kills
yeah, the
that
bear
grave
trap.
guy.
Yeah.
He
bear
kills
trap.
that one grave guy like really quickly. It's without this we don't get much else. I'll give it its like respect for that, but
Right.
this is not my like favorite werewolf movie. It's eh. There's a lot of quiet talking. There's a lot of like this fucking old gypsy lady is coming out of the nowhere with their fucking horse-drawn carriage again. You know.
She just always happens to be in the right spot.
I will say the main actress though, quite nice.
Evelyn
Even for
Andrews.
1941. Even for 1941, she was killing it.
Would you chase her up a ladder?
I was that bear. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I liked it, but I respect it, but I don't love this movie. So
All right, understandable. Brian, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm right there with Steve. I respect it. The movie's fine for what it is. It's not my favorite Universal monster movie. I think mine, just because of the wackiness of the character, is always going to be the Invisible Man.
Yes,
Oh,
that's a
yeah.
good one.
That's
That's a
Creature
good
from the
one.
Black Lagoon
Yep.
for me. That one's mine.
Well, and the Mummy was pretty. solid.
Invisible Man was kicking over baby strollers.
Yes.
He was. That was
It's
a
very
The Invisible
chaotic.
Man was
wild
like a-
movie.
chaotic.
He was a
for being
scamp,
so old.
you know.
A scamp.
Yeah, he was
My-
he was messing with people.
My main problem with this, I think Lon Chaney was miscast, especially like you brought it
Well-
up, Steve, when he has scenes with his father. I haven't seen this movie since I was a kid. I thought that was like his younger brother.
I know.
Yeah, because he's
wasn't-
like
wasn't-
3
wasn't
times
good
his size.
casting. Yeah, it wasn't good casting. I agree.
Well, not only that, but like Lon Chaney had way more wrinkles in his face than his dad. Like
yeah,
he looked older
Twice,
than him.
twice his age.
He looked
Yeah,
older
that
than
was-
him.
that was part of like he's like hitting on this chick, and I'm like, dude, she's in
Yeah.
her 20s, and you are not.
Yeah, and they have this butler that just stands around there waiting for them to walk off so he can hand in their hats. Yo, the hat game in Wolfman is top notch. People in the 40s had their fucking hat game strong.
For real.
Everyone
people
had
had a
fucking
dress.
banging hats.
And I think
Everybody's
I
in
think-
suits all the time.
I think Bela Lugosi was underused. I mean, they cast him as the gypsy that
Mhm.
dies immediately.
And then you only
Well.
get to see his feet.
But we still got
Yeah,
him.
he's got like he was probably there for a couple hours, tops.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you got Dracula, the guy that played Dracula in the movie. Let's
As a werewolf, and you don't even get to see him. Mhm.
yeah.
Mhm. True.
But you did see him as a wolf. But then when they showed his body, he had pants. It would have been really weird if you would have seen that wolf with pants on. You know, that would have thrown you off because that was like a
I
real
was-
wolf.
I was curious about like the story is not exactly streamlined, like
Mm-hmm.
because the first werewolf was like a wolf wolf.
Yeah, there was animal cruelty happening on screen.
And then when Larry turns into a werewolf, he's like,
well,
Sir Larry.
oh,
Master
Sir
Larry, I'm sorry.
Maybe-
Master Larry.
Philip, maybe it's because that was his first transformation, or his first couple, and he wasn't all the way there yet. And maybe. The other one had turned werewolf for years. I don't know. It's a possibility.
There was one scene where
the more times you turn, the more full moons you go through, the more of a wolf you turn into. I don't know.
there was a scene where like the dad and Larry were fucking arguing about something, and the butler was just standing there with two hats,
Just waiting,
watching them fight,
Your hat,
for
sir.
hell long. And then the dad leaves, and the butler hands him his hat, and then
right?
just stands there waiting. And Larry's like,
Waiting
and
for
then he
the
goes
next
to walk
hat.
out, and the butler hands him his hat. And he takes it. I'm like, this
Dude.
motherfucker just waiting around to hand people their hats.
I'm an electrician. I have seen people in knockdown, drag out, fucking domestic argument situation. And this is just how these people talk to each other. They just scream at
Right.
each other all the fucking time. And
I couldn't live in a house.
That's-
like that, man.
That's
like,
awkward. That's
oh
awkward.
man, you know
Somebody
what? My
catches,
life is
like,
pretty good.
Off tone. Somebody gets a little tone, and I'm like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
You know,
Right?
chill out.
But yeah, the only other thing I got to talk about is I do respect the makeup effects for it being 1941 and what they had to work with, but it is
100%.
fucking hilarious. You already brought it up, the walking on the tiptoes.
My,
I think
my,
it kind of worked for the time.
my daughter has a friend that comes over and her friend has these sensory issues, and she always walks around in her socks on her tiptoes on the hardwood floor.
What?
I'm like, and I saw this movie today, and I was like, I'm gonna tell her next time she's here. She walks like the wolf.
There you go.
Tell her.
Yeah,
That's
I
how
have
my
a weird
son
thing.
used to run, and now
I
he's
can't walk around
flat-footed as
barefoot.
shit.
I can't walk around barefoot. I've got to either have socks or slippers or something on. Flip flops, if nothing else.
Oh,
Yeah.
fucking! I'd be barefoot all the time if I could.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, most people would.
All right, Lance, what'd you think?
So a little bit different opinion. I really enjoyed this one. This probably is one of my favorite Universal. But then again, it's hard to say, right? Because you guys bring up some great ones: Invisible Man, Black Lagoon, Dracula, fucking awesome. This was the heyday of the Universal monster movies.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed this because I thought it was a nice, concise story. I love that the runtime was like an hour and 9 minutes. They got the story told. I thought that it was. The acting, you kind of got to give them a pass because, like you guys are saying, they had really only been doing movies for a while.
100% give them a free pass on like 90% of my gripes because of the year and
Well-
what they had to work with.
Mhm.
It's just
So
in 2025, my opinion.
Right.
and now we get werewolves with fucking Grillo. But
This is better than werewolves. I would rather watch this
yes.
than werewolves.
Oh yes,
I would rather
1,000,000%
watch
better
that.
than werewolves. Okay, this is what I love most about the way this movie was filmed. Okay, I like the way it was written, and when I say that, I mainly mean the way the characters are written, because this Larry dude was a fucking wolf. He was
Master
like
Larry.
a rapist. He is looking through a fucking telescope at the girl's earrings. On
He
her
knows
desk.
about the stuff that's on her dresser.
Not on purpose at first, but then he
Ah!
immediately goes over there and starts
Very
talking
rapey.
about the shit that's in her room, which is
He
creepy.
He does not give
and
a
then
fuck that she's engaged. I'll tell you that
and
right
look,
now.
Yeah.
7 times. Hey, she said no to him 7 fucking times. I counted.
Yes,
Persistence.
yes, but
I'll,
Persistence.
I'll
Yes,
be there at
but-
8 o'clock. Was his last word.
yes, but
See you at
when he
8.
showed up, she was juiced. That
She
he
was
showed
hot.
up.
She showed up.
Yeah, she
So
was
no
dripping.
does not
She
mean
was
no to
dripping.
this lady.
This was baby.
Very
It's
true.
cold outside. Oh no, I can't.
Yeah.
Yes. And then, like on that one scene, the one really, really awkward scene is where she was kind of like leaning back against the tree, and he's got his cane. He's holding his cane here, and he's got his arm against the tree, like he's not letting her move. Something. Anyway, I'm visualizing
And
that.
that's right when
cartoon
her friend
wolf
gets
from
murdered.
the old. I'm visualizing that cartoon wolf from the old Tex Avery cartoons, and they
Oh yeah.
the mask where the eyes awooga awooga. So yeah, I love that part of the script. I don't think that was on accident, guys. I think it was intentional that they're like, this guy's a fucking wolf. In fact, at one point, didn't she call him a dog? She
Yeah,
said, "Well,
but-
you're a bit of a dog, you know."
I think
or
Lon Chaney just played
so-
it too goofy. Like maybe if he was acted more sinister, man. Maybe you're right, Brian. Maybe he was just
Maybe.
miscast. Maybe if they cast a more like narrow-faced, kind of smarmy, scary-looking, shifty-eyed guy, maybe that would make more sense. But
Yeah,
he just seems
instead of
kind
like
of
an
goofy, like
affable-looking, goofy guy.
like,
But I
Yeah.
kind of didn't hate that part because it made him more like endearing, and so when he was being so persistent, it wasn't like
Mhm.
it was more charming than rapey. You know?
Where did he grow
Yeah.
up? Because he clearly didn't grow up with his family.
Well, he
Oh,
moved
like,
over to
yeah.
the States, right?
he's been gone
'Cause
for
his dad
18 years.
bitched about it when he first
Where,
got there. He
where
said,
is this?
It's
where-
a shame your brother had to die to finally get you back here to. I was assuming London or England,
Wales.
right? The English
Wales.
wars, Wales. There you
God,
go.
not enough people
'Cause-
talked with accents. Like the
I know,
the main
I know.
lady was like normal.
Very
She sounded like
proper.
she was from
Yeah.
fucking Pennsylvania. Her hunter guy, fucking boyfriend, you could tell he was the hunter guy because he had leather patches on his elbows. He
Right.
he sounded like he was from fucking Connecticut too. So like like this didn't feel like Wales. The only motherfucker with the accent was the dad and the gypsies who were just
Right.
rolling through town, and they do that all
Rolling
over the
through
world.
town.
So you know,
That's true.
I didn't know where the fuck this took place.
From Eastern Europe onward, huh? Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it, and I like the transformation scenes. I think that
For 1941,
you know,
they
for
were awesome.
1941, yeah, for 1941 they did really well. And again, I'm going to back it up. I'm going to say the reason that he didn't go full wolf yet because he was so new to it. So
Okay.
I don't know. I enjoyed it. I really did, and
Oh.
I enjoyed the scenes with the gypsies.
And fuck a silver bullet. You just need to be beat with a
The silver
I'll
edge
beat
cane.
the brakes
Just
off a
beat with a-
werewolf.
yeah, like,
And these werewolves are clumsy. You got to catch them when it's like only like their third transformation because they can't do shit. They're just
Right,
like, ooh,
right.
you know, just smack them around. They don't know what to
You
do.
ran
They'll
across
they'll
the
try to
one
choke
fucking
you.
bear trap, dude.
Like you got claws
Yes,
and teeth.
yes.
You gonna try to choke me, motherfucker? Bah. You know?
Anyway, yeah, no, enough said. I think I probably enjoyed it more than you guys did. I thought it was a nice, tight story. I love the runtime of the movie, and you know, I just enjoyed everything about it. It's fun.
Yeah, I actually really liked it too. It wasn't as good as The Invisible Man or The Mummy, but it was pretty solid, man. It was a good story. It was very theatrical because it was 1941. That's just how movies were back then. And I think they got in, they told the story, they got out. Like, had this been 2 hours long, it would have
Oh
been a
God,
chore.
Robert
But-
Eggers, the werewolf.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Well, it'll
Coming
probably
soon.
look really good.
It's coming. I know it's coming.
It'll look real good.
But but for what it was, I think it was pretty solid. I liked the story. And you're right. He was just trying to steal this dude's wife. Well, and Beyonce,
Oh, he
which I
did.
guess still is
He did.
kind
He
of
kinda
loud.
did.
But it's
She wanted
okay.
to run
kinda
away. She was
did.
like, "I'm gonna leave with you," and the only reason she didn't is because he said no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
I
yeah,
mean, she
she
was
was
attracted to
totally
him, right?
looking for
You
an
know,
out.
love is blind, right? Love is
Yeah,
blind, Philip.
What happened in The Notebook? This.
I don't know. Never seen it.
Yeah, I never watched that.
Speaking
either.
of Rachel McAdams, right?
Yeah, there
I've
you
never-
go.
I've
Okay.
I've never
this
been
is the
sitting
story
there-
of The Notebook.
Yeah, I've never been
Yeah.
sitting there on my own and been like, you know, I should watch this Notebook. Nah, it's never
Yeah.
happened. Never
Oh, no,
hard
no,
happened.
no,
pass.
no. I've been forced to watch it a couple times.
Yeah, I've not only watched it, I've read the book. Eey.
Oh,
Oh, that's a choice.
Yes.
right there. That's a. You know what else is awesome about this movie is the fucking the wardrobe department was just on point. Like I
Yeah.
love when the girl gets out of bed in the middle of the night when Larry comes knocking and she's like fully done. Like
yeah.
it's like the middle of the
Oh,
night.
yes,
She whips
of
out of bed and her
course.
hair and
Yeah.
makeup's all done. Her
Right,
her
all ready to
robe
go hit the
is like
town.
perfectly pressed. It's like
I
the
know.
gown. I'm like, oh, so good.
That's how
and then
women
even
worked in the 40s, man.
even when they're hunting, like the guys are all in this weird tree stand that's like a foot and a half off the ground, which was really weird. They're all in this
Yeah.
tree stand, and they're all in like 3-piece suits with fedoras and pipes in the middle of
Yeah.
the night. Like, we're gonna catch this wolf, see? And it's like,
That's what I'm saying.
and then
I
they're like
rename that
shooting.
again.
They're shooting into the woods, right? But then there's like you see they
We'll
have like
probably do
other
that.
people walking around with torches, and I'm like, just be
Right.
careful, they're right
Could
there.
very easily hit one of the villagers.
I think I shot something over there, Thomas. Like, you probably did.
Yeah. Fucking Bobby from next door is dead now. Thanks.
Yeah, but it wasn't a wolf man because he's laying way over there where the gypsy lady is with her fucking torch. Why didn't they set the bear trap up near their tree stand? It was so far away.
Yeah. And he just happened to come across it, even though it was like right by a stump. But you know, it was happened to be right in the set that they built. So
Yeah,
that,
it's a
that
MacGuffin.
helped.
They're like-
That was the MacGuffin.
Then he's
right?
like walking around, and they're like, "Hey, you, stop there!" And he's like, "Hey guys, what's
you
going
see?
on?" Like, "What are you doing out here, Larry?" He's like, "Same as you guys, hunting." No, all right. And then he just limps away.
You
And I love
notice
that one
he,
guy
like,
that
didn't
comes
have shoes
flying in
on?
from off the screen. Who are you talking to? Like fucking Larry, he's right there. He's like right there.
You could see him. He's a foot taller than everybody else on the fucking set.
I know you say it's the woods, but there's like 3 trees. He's right there.
Find the smoke machine. Anyway, I liked it. I had a good time. Classic piece of cinema for sure. Scores. Steve, what do you think?
I'm gonna give it a 7. I actually liked it
Ooh,
more.
not
I mean,
bad.
I can make fun of it and talk and poke
Oh,
holes in
yeah.
it and make gripes and all that, but you have to respect the shit out of the movie, and it is good. For 1941, it told a concise story. You understood what was going on. A little long in the tooth with the dialogue. Boy, they say some stuff. People don't really talk like that. You know what I'm saying? It's very over the top. But hey, you know, that's the silver age for you. So
All right, Brian.
6.5.
All right. Okay. Lance.
8. Yeah.
8. All right. I
Yeah,
was a
yeah,
half-ass
nice.
expecting a 4.
Nice classic
I loved
monster
it.
movie.
4. Yeah, no, I think I'm gonna go 7. I think it was a good story. I mean, it's definitely aged, so it's tough to go back and watch now.
Sure.
But if you like those old school movies that are very theatrical style, I mean, this was like the Marvel of the 40s,
oh, that's
right?
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was their MCU, right?
And so I'm sure every time they came out with a new monster movie, it was like, holy shit, we got to go see this one.
Mm-hmm. An
So,
event, right?
Yeah.
And
I like
everybody
it.
in the theater was smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
in the theater,
right?
Oh,
They
for
would-
sure.
They use
And
your
wearing their
fucking baby's head as an ashtray, like.
Fucking
wearing their
doctors
fedoras.
rashing off into your
Wearing their suits and
guts while
fedoras.
you're pulling out your appendix and shit back then.
Right.
Oh, I need to put this out.
All right. On to Lance. Did you give your score? Oh yeah, you already did.
Yeah.
Okay.
8.
On to the Wolfman from 2024. A family at a remote farmhouse is attacked by an unseen animal. But as the night stretches on, the father begins to transform into something unrecognizable. Director and writer is Lee Wanell, also known for 2020's The Invisible Man. Christopher Abbott watched hours of animal videos on YouTube to grasp the wolf's body language. There's different levels as the process is happening. There's maybe 80% human, 20% animal, and then all that shifts. So to track how a human would react to something as opposed to an animal, a human reacts one way if it feels ill or if it's scared, as opposed to how does an animal act, and if it feels ill at all its little levels.
That's a lot
he
of
explained.
trivia, man.
Yeah.
That's a long trivia.
The moving truck in the film is a fictional company called Pierce, which has been in business since 1941. Hey. The name references Jack Pierce, who was Universal's classic monster makeup artist in the 30s and 40s heyday. The 1941 reference to the year Universal's original Wolfman was released.
There you go. Showing some love.
No trivia on Ryan Gosling was originally cast.
Was he?
Christopher Abbott replaced him.
I didn't even know about that.
Really?
Scheduling.
Yeah, well,
That
Ryan
would have been a
Ryan
different
Gosling.
movie.
Ryan Gosling was signed on, but then said he would not work with Lee Winnell. So they fired Lee Winnell, hired another director. Then
Are
that
you
whole movie fell
serious?
apart. And then they were like, Lee Winnell, do you want to do this instead? And then in between all that, Lee Winnell went and made The Invisible Man. He was supposed to make Ryan Gosling Wolfman before The Invisible Man.
No
So
shit.
Ryan Gosling
Okay.
wouldn't work with Lee Winnell. Do they have some beef from somewhere?
I don't know. That's what I
Huh.
heard on another show.
Interesting.
that does deep dives on all this history stuff. So I tend
That's
to
better
trust
trivia.
their
Very
opinion on that
interesting.
one.
Very interesting. Yeah.
All right, Steve, what'd you think about this one?
So there's a question of did you get it, or and then if you did you like it? Because I had a lot of people like, did you
Okay.
like it? And I was like, no. And they were like, yeah, but did you get it? And I'm like, I'm not fucking stupid. I know what they were doing,
Okay.
but I didn't like it. I like werewolves. I like motherfuckers turning into wolves and
Yeah.
fucking shit up.
Yeah.
I don't want Cabin in the Woods that makes you think you're a wolf or take on wolf-like traits. I want a werewolf.
Okay.
This is a movie about motherfuckers that get hill fever. Or as the
Okay.
natives call, face of the wolf. This is not about people that get, there's no full moon shit. Now, all that being said,
Okay.
I do rather like many aspects of the movie. This is not, to me, this doesn't feel, I don't like this as a werewolf movie. But there's some really cool shit, like the whole point of view perspective changes they do, where you're getting to see how he's hearing and she's hearing him and all that. All the night of transformation, awesome.
Yeah.
The look of their wolf out thing is trash. It's garbage. Hate it.
You didn't like it?
Looks dumb. It looks just like that motherfucker at Universal Horror Nights. Just like him.
Right.
It looks just like that. No better. It just looks more detailed and in darker light, so you kind of buy a little bit more. It doesn't look good. Yeah, that's we'll have to get into like, I don't, it's new, so spoilers.
I knew
and all,
the
but
wolf look was gonna be controversial.
it looks like a sick man is what it looks like. A sick man
That's
with
what it
bad
was.
teeth. But it
Bad teeth. Well, he was transforming. Come
there
on.
was some awesome shit though, with like where you see like Julia Garner's like point of view in the dark, and then it would like smash cut to his point of view in the dark, and he's like right fucking next to her.
Yeah.
Ooh, like there's some really amazing ideas in here, some very, very cool stuff. The sound work in here, top notch. Some unbelievable sound work. But it just falls down to like your personal opinion and point of view on what you want out of a werewolf movie. And what I want and what Lee Winnell want is two very different things. So we're just going to have to agree to disagree on the look. But other than that, there are some things I really do like about the movie. And almost like I really like the werewolf aspects of it before you got to see the full wolf out mode. It was almost like if we would have gotten a better full wolf out mode, I probably would have liked it more. But
understandable, yeah. Understandable.
I get that.
so that's
Brian, what'd you think?
I'm kind of right there with Steve, but I do give Lee Winnell a little leeway because I know he tries to take these ideas and kind of do them in a more realistic way.
right.
I don't know if the end product is what I wanted, to be honest. I like the whole transformation, and Steve, you brought up all how he sees people through his vision. Even I don't even know if this is a spoiler, but fuck it. The scene where he hears the spider crawling.
That
How
was
it's like
awesome.
super
I
fucking
like that a
loud.
lot. Yeah, I like that a lot.
Like, I loved all that, but I just don't think the outcome is what I really wanted. The final transformation. You're right, Steve. It looked like a guy that just had a fucking really bad disease and needed a emergency room.
That man needed a doctor bad.
And he did some stuff in his transformation. I was like, okay, that was cool. But then you see him later, and I was like, why did you do that? That just changed nothing to your parents. But one thing I can say that I do like is the story that they told with the family. I understood the relationship with the father and daughter and his motivations on what kind of father he was, and then they clearly portrayed the mother as a different kind of parent, and I thought they got those pretty clear.
However, they did, but however, I still had some issues with some of the dialogue. Some of it felt like they were writing the script and they were like, this is the feeling we want to convey in this scene, and then they forgot to change that, and that's just what he said.
Yeah.
And you're like, nobody talks like that, bro. Nobody's like, sometimes parents worry about their kids getting scars and they end up being the ones that scar them. I'm like, what are you fucking reading a goddamn Hallmark card in the middle of this fucking monster moment? Relax.
I think those were written for Ryan Gosling.
God.
You think
to deliver those lines, not Christopher Abbott. Because when I think Christopher Abbott, I think of the Brandon Cronenberg movie, Possessor.
Yeah, me too. Possessor.
Do you think that Ryan Gosling would have done a better job in this role?
No.
Okay.
I don't see Ryan Gosling as the Wolfman.
Yeah, I had a hard time with that too.
He would have made me laugh doing like growling and like
yeah.
He got him like
And I seriously doubt Ryan Gosling's doing a movie where they're gonna put that much fucking makeup on him.
Yeah, also
true. They could have called it The Notebook too.
You'd be like, come on, man, just take my shirt off.
And maybe that's why, like, Ryan Gosling got Lee Winnell's script, and he was like, wait, so I only talk for like 20 minutes?
And then he turned the page a couple times. He turned the pages like, I'm gonna look like what? But,
and like Lee Winnell even said, like that Halloween Horror Nights thing, he's like, well, this is kind of like a Spirit Halloween version of what ours is. And he wasn't lying. Like, that was a cheaper version, but that's what that fucking shit looked like. That's exactly what it looked like.
All right.
Yeah, just at the end of the day, real quick, just at the end of the day, I think it just all boiled down to what the werewolf looked like. Because they set up a lot of good ideas of how he was going to act. And then when it got to his final transformation, I just felt like, you're not done transferring.
Right.
Yeah, we needed maybe another few hours or something with him. Yeah, so I don't know. Like, and he did that.
But then when we seen the other one, it was like, okay, maybe you did finish transforming because you don't look too far off from that one.
Yeah, how long has he been out there wolfed out? Yeah. So long enough to be declared dead.
Yeah.
That's a bad. That's a bad day. You know what I mean? What a bad fucking day they had.
No shit.
His poor neighbor. Just trying to help a guy out.
I know.
Sorry.
Lance, what do you think?
I didn't hate it. I mean, I didn't think they were going to give it the Fly treatment. It's like we're talking about the old Universal monsters, and you got the Fly, and that the way that was done was by Cronenberg was perfect, right? But this one I didn't think worked quite as well. But I think that's kind of the essence he was trying to capture, maybe, that more that gross out type thing.
Yeah, the whole movie was the transformation, essentially.
Yeah, I didn't think about it until you said it, and I was like, oh yeah, that was absolutely the Fly.
Yeah, and it was I don't know, man, and the twist at the end. I mean, I'll put it this way: Blumhouse is off to a better start this year than they were last year, so maybe they can keep it up because I enjoyed it more than those early Blumhouse movies last year. One of which we've talked about a lot, Brian.
Yeah, real quick, I just gotta say I did not like Julia Garner's character.
Not me neither. Yeah, I didn't believe it at all. And
not that I didn't believe it. I just like you're not a nice person. You got a werewolf attacking you or some sort of animal attacking your family, and you're just over here looking at your daughter, calling for her dad, and you're just giving them dirty looks.
Well, I mean, she didn't even want to go. And then now here she is, and it's like,
I know. Yeah, those family dynamics.
I hated her character. Just every little scene, like when they meet the neighbor and he's giving him directions and he's asking Christopher Abbott. He's like, "Oh, I'm a writer," and then he's like, "Oh, that's nice," and she's like, "I'm a journalist."
Yeah,
Like, nobody asked you.
yeah, and it got awkwardly quiet.
Awkward. Yeah. Oh man, you guys are actually making me hate the movie more.
No.
Pretty awkward dialogue.
There's problems, Lance. There's problems, but the transformation can't be argued. It's phenomenal. But maybe it's a little too dragged out, and the end result isn't exactly what I wanted. But
okay,
the ideas there are so good.
Well, I did love what they did with, like, his hearing was so super sensitive. Like Brian talked about the spider scene, and the teeth falling out so that he could have the new fangs grow in where the teeth fell out. That was all really cool. But
don't go eat animal jerky. You find.
That was
that
weird.
meat was black, bro.
And he could smell it, but he could smell it. Like his wolf nose could. I got to stop, or I'm going to get into spoilers. So I'm passing the baton at this point.
Okay, so I am definitely willing to admit that there were some problems with it, but I did enjoy it. Like it grabbed me and it pulled me in, especially during the transformation stuff with the family things. I thought that was really cool. It would have been cool to see more of a wolf-like thing at the end, but I didn't hate what they did because it did make it more of a realistic thing. Like, is this guy really going to turn into a wolf, or is this some fucking ancient disease that's been around, which I would have also liked had they explained, because there's no real origin story to this thing.
We needed like the Native American guy to come in and tell Julia Garner what was happening.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You need to
You
explain
need that.
everything.
I need some sort of history lesson with this shit.
Yeah, like the Poltergeist 2 thing.
But I did feel like it was more of some sort of realistic viral werewolf thing. Like he catches some crazy form of rabies that it grows extra bones, which I guess that doesn't really make sense. But
And they set it up. They set up that hiker in the beginning. Like more of that.
Yeah.
With the text, but yeah. We'll see.
And I did like the family aspect of it. Okay. So she was awesome in Ozark.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad that she's getting more movie roles.
Yeah, she's gonna be your new Silver Surfer. Fantastic Four.
Really?
Yeah.
How's that work? All right, whatever.
Sure. Shave her head or what?
Like I want to see her in some better stuff, man.
Better stuff. We got Apartment 7A.
I haven't seen that.
Again.
She was in that one movie where she when her and her friend were bartenders in Australia for like a summer and stuff bad almost happened.
Again, better
I
stuff.
don't know what you're talking about.
No, I saw it. It wasn't horrible.
Stuff almost bad happened,
great.
and then nothing happened,
Yeah.
and then the movie ended, and you're like, oh, okay, so we just wasted our fucking time here. Great.
So I think she's in demand enough right now to be able to pick and choose some good roles. I think this was a good one to pick. I don't know if she shined in this one, because she was not super duper likable.
I think she's actually got the perfect face. She's playing Norrin Rad's wife in Fantastic Four, so she's playing the female version of Silver Surfer. But her face, if you think about her face, the angular, like her nose, she's got like a bird's face, and like that in chrome with like white eyes is gonna look fucking awesome. She's gonna look great.
Yeah. She might pull it off. We'll see. I mean, I like that she's in more stuff. I really like her as an actress. I kind of like the job that everybody else did. I didn't even hate the little girl, which, is normally a thing with kid actors. I'm like,
she was better than the little girl in Werewolves, boy, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Oh, she didn't go, yes!
Yeah.
Who's the best at tickling?
Oh, boy.
That's a creepy line, no matter which way you cut it.
It's like an AI wrote that script,
But yeah, no, I thought it was a pretty solid werewolf movie, one of the more solid ones I've seen in the past few years. So I'm happy with that.
Okay, cool. Better than
The question
werewolves.
is it as good as the Benicio del Toro one?
No,
Which
I
I
think so.
can't particularly remember. So
I like that one a lot.
yeah.
The werewolves in that one are fucking awesome.
Yeah,
When
that's
he
true.
when he wolfs out and murders everybody in that fucking medical room, and then takes to the rooftops and Hugo Weaving shooting at him, that shit is tough, dude.
that was pretty cool.
That was a good
Well,
movie.
and I liked some of the real like werewolf shit towards the end of this one. All right, we'll get into that in spoilers.
All right. Anyway.
Steve, scores?
5.
5.
Okay. Not
Right in
bad.
the middle.
Not bad.
Brian, what do you think?
Oh,
Yeah,
hmm.
he's in a Price is Right my ass. He's trying to figure out if he's gonna go high or low.
5.1.
$5.01.
Now that you mentioned it, 6.
6. Lance?
6.
I'm gonna go 7 on this one. I think it was a solid movie.
All right. Nice.
All right.
2 sevens for you.
Spoilers.
Real quick, why does he unhinge his jaw forward?
And then
That
do
was
nothing.
weird.
Only for it to look
Yeah.
exactly like his jaw was the way it was before.
I know he did
I
that,
had
and I was
kinda
like,
silly,
"Oh,
right?
this is gonna be awesome!" Like he's gonna
Yeah.
turn and like maybe the side of his
know.
face will look more long or something. Because there was
Right.
there was that scene where he was like
That's what I
crawling
wanted to
up
see. They
to the
teased
tree
us.
thing, and you saw like from the top down, and because of how his hair looked, it looked almost like a wolf's face because of his hair
Right.
coming down off of his head. But that was the only time that it gave you even a slight lupine role.
Well, right, and he even had a scene where he was like losing his hair, and I was like,
Mhm.
I don't
Yeah, that
think
was
that's
weird.
how
His
werewolves
hair was
work.
coming out. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
werewolf with fucking
I'll say that
cancer.
the
what are we
opening
doing?
scene.
Jesus, Philip.
The opening scene was great. You established a lot of things with no words. You established basically that the dad's is very military. Fucking, we're going 0700. We're out. Kid jumps up, makes
Yeah.
his bed when his dad makes a noise. So you know
Right.
that dad is strict.
Mhm.
They go out hunting, and you can see that his dad's overprotective already off the top. And when that kid's looking through the scope and he passes by the wolf guy first, and you see him for
Mhm.
that quick second.
Mhm.
I like all this shit. Like,
Yeah.
I don't need him to necessarily look like, a giant. Like, he can look wolf-like. Like, Werewolf by Night is pretty good.
Mhm.
This just wasn't enough. I don't need. I like
Okay.
them when they have the long snouts and all that, but they don't. It's not necessarily
Yeah.
a must-have.
Yeah. American Werewolf in London. It wasn't right.
No, not even Underworld. This was.
Yeah.
But when they got up into that tree blind, and that thing was right there banging on the door and shit with the
that was
noise,
pretty good scene.
that's good stuff, man. And
Yeah.
it's that Jaws effect. It's it's
Mhm.
no showing, you're hearing it. You're getting
Yeah.
sounds but not actually seeing the thing. And I thought all that was really effective. Again, the sound work, just everything is, you don't see it, you just hear like the fucking the deer go over there, and you hear the thing crashing away. And
But at the beginning, okay, so he's climbing up the little treehouse thing, like the deer blind, and then like a whistle or something happens, and he runs
Right.
the fuck away.
well,
We
no,
don't
that
know
was
why.
like that was a deer. That was a deer like in pain. That sound.
Oh,
And then he
okay.
Is
went
that
and
what
fucking
it was?
yeah, he crashed into a member, and then the dad comes with the scope and sees the deer all fucked up.
Yes.
Right after
yeah,
that?
I saw that. Right.
So that was cool, but then it's like 30 years later. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
I know.
Big time
Like,
jump,
damn.
right? And all of a sudden they're in New York City, and he's trying to get the little girl from walking on the. Like
There's-
he's
there's
being
the most
overprotective, just like his dad
unrealistic
was.
fucking scene is when the guy gets in her face and he does nothing.
Oh,
I
the
know.
homeless
Hey,
dude.
hey.
Yeah.
You little motherfucker!
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like, I'd have
Weirdo.
punched a homeless dude right in his fucking mouth.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You'd have seen me on YouTube, World Star.
But
Yeah,
there is a
Pump
moment there where I did like to where he's like basically coming at her like almost like how his father would.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
And then he's
exactly.
just like, wait a minute, that's not who I'm trying to be. So that establishes the relationship
again-
he's trying to have with his dad, with her.
Yeah,
with
that
his
was
daughter.
that was a
But
cool
again, he's
scene.
a over explainer. Like, you don't tell your kid that you're not trying to be like this. You just
Right.
make moves and stop
Yeah.
fucking being like that. Because he just keeps saying that he doesn't want to be like this while continuing to be like that. So it's like it doesn't really
Well,
help
sometimes
anything.
it's hard to fight that though, right? If you're brought up that way, it's kind of hard to fight that instinct, you know?
I wish there was just more with Julia Garner. Why is she so disconnected with her daughter? Because it kind of felt like more than
I
just
don't know.
career.
It's kind of weird, yeah.
Yeah, like they're, you know,
A lot unexplained in this movie, right?
It's I have a
lots of it's unexplained.
similar, well, in a way, family dynamic. Like I work. We have 3 kids and they're in various stages of school and homeschooling. So my wife stays home, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, so it's a similar family dynamic. Our attitudes towards each other are nothing like this.
Yeah,
Right.
Like this is toxic. These people don't like each other very much. So,
it doesn't
well,
seem like it. That was. The
I mean, it's
thing,
not toxic like abuse, but it just doesn't seem like they
Yeah.
really like enjoy each other's company. She's
Yeah,
just
like
like, I'm
the
busy. I'm
scene-
doing shit.
Yeah.
The
Like they're
scene
dying to
particular.
divorce.
The scene when he comes to bring her lunch really felt like he was ending things, not telling her she should come along on this trip.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
just like looking at him side eyes, like he's like, "Are you happy?" And she's like,
Why did you
Yeah,
say that?
they weren't happy.
like, "Fuck." But you know, I mean, you know, relationships are hard. You know, we're all in them. You know, all long-term ones, and you know, they take work, and it's ups and downs, and all this. So you understand all that. That's all just to establish that they're on rocky ground, so that
Yes,
going into
yeah.
this trip, we know that there's already some tension. Smash cut to the rest of the movie, because
Right.
the sun starts going down when the truck is driving, and it comes up when the
Yep.
credits are rolling. So
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
they're driving this big ass truck on this little ass road. I'm just thinking, like, this is already a bad idea. Like,
Are they moving to this cabin? What the fuck is
yeah,
happening?
I thought you go out there,
He's-
like, you're gonna be there all summer. Like, you go out there in a little
He
rental
inherited
car,
it, right? He inherited the house.
but
I
drive
think he
yourself a
was
little.
going. I think he was going to see what. I think he was going to go take what he wanted to keep from the
Oh,
house.
I gotcha.
See, but
And
I
then,
would go
what,
in like
sell the house or what?
I would
Because the
assume
dad was finally declared
Well,
dead.
he-
right?
he
'Cause
was
he'd been
very-
missing for so long.
wishy-washy on
very
what the plan
confused.
was.
Yeah, because he never wanted to come back there, but then he wanted to bring his family there
And spend
because
the
it was
summer.
so beautiful. Yeah.
But then, like, when they pick up the neighbor, he's like, "How long are you gonna be here?" And he's like, "A while." And she's like, "Not long." So, like, they don't even know what the fuck they're doing. And there's no reason for them to be driving this big ass truck. Like, get yourself a little 4Runner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get out there on this
Right,
mountain
right.
road, figure out what you're looking at,
Yeah.
and then figure out if you even
Well,
need a truck
yeah,
or
if they're
if
gonna
you
be
need
there
dump
the whole
stuff.
summer, right? They don't need
Yeah.
a fucking moving truck.
You
know
rented
what?
the fucking Ryder truck. There's obviously a plan.
The more y'all
Those
talk about
those
this, the
things are
lower my score's
expensive.
getting.
You know how much gas it's gonna cost to drive that giant fucking truck
Yeah.
through the mountains and the forest?
No shit. Yep. And
Yeah,
I've
now that you're
driven
thinking
a
about it,
full U-Haul
he
through
rented
West
this
Virginia
trip,
mountains.
this truck for the summer.
I'm saying, like, what they charge by the
I
day?
can't do
Look,
that.
I know.
Look,
You
Yeah.
may as
if
well
you start
buy the
talking
motherfucker.
about logistics,
No
this
shit.
movie goes out the window. But in the trailer, when I saw, like, they had, like, when they were, like, the truck was all tipped over, right, in the trees,
Yeah, yeah.
and then the door opened and the guy was like, bah! And then it cut. I was like, oh my God, they're, like, so high up. No, he fell, like,
No.
4 feet.
like 3
He's like,
feet,
"Ugh."
4 feet.
I'm like, damn, they just barely, like, skidded off the road.
Yeah.
Like, they're just barely, they're, like, right there. There's not I thought it was like a Jurassic Park moment, you know,
Right.
like, God damn, it's way down there.
Yeah.
No, it's,
Yeah.
it's just
They-
right
they-
there.
They pick up the neighbor. It's almost like a Tucker and Dale versus Evil scenario where he looks like he's gonna be the creepy one, but he's the one that gets killed.
He was creepy. He was giving a lot of weird looks to the back seat.
Yeah, that
But-
was the,
Yeah,
the
I
villain
guess.
from Upgrade.
Oh
Ah.
yeah.
Well, there you go. Lee Wanell works with the same people.
You want to know
Okay.
how high that truck was up? They got out. They climbed up to the top
Yeah.
of the truck to get
I
out,
know.
and then they
I
jumped
know.
off. So that's how high it was.
All right. Yep.
Seems
Hey,
like
do
you
y'all
could've
want to
just-
talk?
Climb down.
Do y'all want to talk about the twist when we found out who the other werewolf was?
I didn't realize that was supposed
Like-
to be a twist. I thought I was
Okay.
Yeah.
You saw that coming the whole time, huh?
it was,
Well, I mean, his dad.
thought
was
it was
a
his dad.
werewolf.
I thought it was his
Okay.
dad
Came
as
up
soon
missing.
as
All right.
he was
So
like
it was super
in the road.
obvious then.
Yeah, I thought
Okay.
so.
All right.
But then
like,
they
well,
didn't
They did the
explain
music with the
why
tattoo,
or
and I was like,
how.
duh. Well, I mean, I just assumed like there was that other one that was out there that they saw when he was a kid.
Yeah,
But then
sure.
it's like, but then he's just out there. That kid
Just
didn't
out
like
there.
move to San
Yeah.
Francisco and get married the next day. So like what
Right.
happened? It's just the time jump for 30 years left a lot to the imagination.
Yeah, not a great script, huh?
Like his dad
Yeah.
almost seemed like he was a part of some sort of organization.
Well, there was
You
that
think so?
phone call to the neighbor,
Right.
which was the guy that showed him later how to get to
Oh,
the house.
that's
That was
right.
his son.
Okay.
That was his dad, yeah. And he was
Yeah.
like, yeah, because remember he was on the radio and he's like, you don't want it to get your son, do you?
Yeah, it had the ham radio network going. You're right,
Yeah,
Philip.
the
Jesus
conversa-
Christ,
the
this movie was all
conversation-
over the fucking
The
place.
conversation just made it seem like they've been hunting this thing for years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then in classic Disney Channel moment, the kid's like listening to the conversation and for reasons steps forward into the giant table of shit. Like what are you doing?
Like a Disney Channel show.
Why are you stepping into shit? And then he's like, ooh, runs away. The longing look back at the camera before it cuts. Stupid.
Yeah,
All right.
like I think they started a lot of little storylines that they could have fleshed out. Although, I mean, that would have turned it into a 4-hour movie. But
Yeah.
We didn't want that.
they could have at least had some sort of explanation on some of this shit. Because
I agree.
outside of family and cabin gets bit by a werewolf, nothing else really matters.
Well, and
True.
the only thing you get is that text in the beginning that says hill fever. People will report of hill fever, or as the Native Americans call it, whatever, face
The
of the
face
wolf.
of the wolf. Right.
The skinwalkers.
Yes, we definitely needed a wise Native American to
then-
explain it.
How are you going to tell me in the opening minutes of this movie that if you touch those mushrooms, you're going to die, and then that never comes back? That's
Yeah.
fucked up. Don't make me think about
Well,
mushrooms this whole movie.
That's what I'm saying. They go
Yeah,
through a
red
bunch of
herring.
shit
A
that
fake
just
MacGuffin,
they
huh?
never go back to.
Yeah.
I'm just bitching.
Well,
I'm just picking.
yeah,
I'm
it's
just
just
picking
kinda like-
mids.
Well,
it's
I mean,
just showing you how protective the dad was,
I mean, he broke down what exactly it does to you.
right?
You're kind of like, maybe this comes into play later.
Yeah,
Like the wolf.
you know
wolf
what I would
grab
do?
a handful of shrooms and eat them, or
No, I'd be like, if a werewolf's coming to eat me, I'd
Yeah.
eat a bunch of them. Now I'm gonna kill you anyway.
right?
You know?
It's just gonna eat you.
I'm gonna kill
Jesus.
you in a minute. You're gonna think you walked away from this all full and ready to go, but
With a nice
I-
full tummy.
Steve's gonna get your ass. You just wait.
Yep.
Or if you're going to a woods filled with a bunch of wild animals, take some fucking guns with you.
Well, they're from
All
San
right.
Francisco, man. These guys didn't
Yeah,
carry
that's
guns.
true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're
All right, you
writers and journalists from San Francisco, Phil. They're not the gun carrying type.
That's
And they're going to
true.
their family cabin in Oregon. Again,
That-
they're not the gun coat toting type.
Oh yes,
that
they
was
are.
that was another one of my cool of the
You'd be
weeks this
surprised.
week. Actually, we went last weekend with a buddy of mine and my brother-in-law, and my son and his couple of kids, and shot a plethora of things that we all have out in the middle of nowhere, just blasting bullets. Man, it was fun.
Did you freeze up when the wolf popped up at the carnival when you were shooting at it? and start tearing up at the eyes
And make
'cause
like
you
a
don't shoot the
ridiculous, like sad clown face.
I know that was
And then grab your hat and go, no, you win.
that was probably a little much. Shoot that
You
motherfucker.
embarrassed me in front of my girlfriend. What happened
You
to that
trying to
fucking
take
guy,
this
too?
dude's fiance or what?
The fiance
Notebook.
just disappeared.
The Notebook. All right, you guys ready to wrap this one up?
Yeah.
All right. As always, we want to thank you guys for listening to another episode of The Horror Returns. We would love to hear your feedback and ideas. You know where to reach us, thehorrorreturns.com. Next week, is it going to be the ghost story, Brian Presence? Is that what we're doing? Steven Soderbergh?
Yes, sir.
And what is the other movie? I got it.
1981, I believe 81 is The Changeling.
I've never seen that. Now, who's in The Changeling? Is it somebody pretty famous, right?
Is it, George C. Scott?
George C. Scott. It's got to be great,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, he's
Or
like
is-
yelling like The Changeling.
I can't- oh man, I've never seen it. I can't wait. All right. So Philip, until the horror returns again.
Good night.